Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Night Quest. I am C Money, and I'm joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us tonight. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Guys, holy shit. Listen, I come on this show many times, okay? Many times. And I always let y'all know when I get shit right. You know what I'm saying? Like, just my ability to be right is crazy sometimes. That being said, you guys heard me multiple times talk about Game Pass Ultimate and the fact that the price would unlikely ever change, okay? That it would unlikely ever change because I said, Asha crazy, but she ain't that crazy. Well, God damn it. She fucking did it, dude. She did it, all right? She fucking did it. She has officially taken Ultimate and lowered the price substantially, I would say, not just a little tiny bit. It was pretty substantial. Obviously, there's some trade-offs with this, but then there's some upside. There's a lot to unpack here. But before we do any of that, you know who he is down below. It's our motherfucking homie, our boy, Pharaoh motherfucking Bizarre in the building.
Hey.
Shout out to Pharaoh. Thank you for being here, my brother. How you doing, homie?
No problem. How's it going?
I'm fucking great. That was a fucking great day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Asha normally pop shit like this on a Monday. You know what I'm saying? But she said, you know what? She watches On Point. You know what I'm saying? Like, she watches On Point. She's like, yo, On Point going live today. This is the day we dropped the news. And the news got dropped.
Yeah,
How
for
you
sure.
feeling, man? Good?
I'm feeling pretty good. And
He's feeling so good that he's bringing Beanie Tuesday back.
Oh, shit. Bringing back the beanie. I think that's a
do-rag, but it's
that's
all
a
good.
do-rag, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Any sort of
Any way to cover your head.
Yes.
What if I just hold
Yeah.
my
That's
hand?
just the
Like, hold my hand
you
on
go.
my head like this the whole
You're in
show.
club.
Like, would
You're in
that
the club.
feel
You know
like
what
I'm
saying?
like I
You're
got
in the
one
club
on?
with
You know
the
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just with the hands down.
Babe, you like that look? What if I
Andre,
walk
fuck
outside
you.
with you? You know what I'm saying? I just like this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What if I was like this? Right? No. That's a bit much.
Let's just say I will be running out alone
Damn.
more often.
She's
You know what I'm
dropping
saying?
me
No, not like that. Not
because
like
of a
that.
life choice that I
No.
made to just walk around with my hands like this nonstop.
I would want you to like be able to relax. You know what I'm saying?
That's cold. That's cold. Cold-hearted.
Just looking out for you.
I don't believe that.
I don't want to be out there and then your arms get tired or something.
Nope. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's abusive. That's abusive.
No, I mean some would say, but
Some would say.
some would say.
Some
it's
would
not.
say. All right. Listen, we're gonna have a fun show because there's gonna be a lot of discussion. I already see there's some division in this. I'm gonna put.
Don't say.
Listen, before we even do anything, because this is the way this needs to go right away. So before I forget, I'm gonna put a poll up right away.
I love that.
Right
yes.
away. we're gonna fucking see who we have in here because the division be crazy sometimes. So let's see. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate price drop. See COD delayed. W or L? Simple, right? What do you think? Or should there be like a middle ground? W, L, or happy but skeptical or some shit like that?
Or in between. It be what it be.
Win, but I'm watching you. All right. I'll put the fourth option. Don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Yes?
Yes, there you go.
Get a real idea of what's happening.
But see, the problem when you do those options, it's like you don't give a fuck because you don't rock with Game Pass, or like.
Well, that's who we want to know who's in here, right? So either they consider a W, an L. They it's a win, but they're watching, or they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Before we do any of that, so obviously, we're going to talk about that, right? That's the bombshell. That's the big news. That's the holy shit. Didn't see that coming. So we're definitely going to talk about that. We also have Jason Ronald. Now, there's a rumor coming out that the Project Helix was not even going to have a Xbox official version, that Project Helix is actually going to just be made by multiple people, like what we expected it to be. But supposedly right at launch, there wasn't supposed to even be an Xbox official version, and it's just like a blueprint for everybody. And that was smashed by Jason Ronald, but with a little wiggle room there for a little more that we're going to talk about for sure. So we're definitely going to get into that. Also, there was a little rumor going on. Well, it's not a rumor. Xbox is looking for a brand manager now.
Okay.
Like somebody who's taken like consideration of the reputation and all that other shit. And rumor that Major Nelson might be trying to hop back into that. Now, we're going to talk about that because I have some thoughts on it for sure. And then we'll see what else we get into. I think we have enough meaty topics to hop into to make it a fun show for sure. But before we do any of that, of course, we need to shout out the motherfucking homies that are in the building with us, as we always do. Okay, that's how we do here. You guys are shit. Thank you for rocking with us. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for sure. This whole time I had that banner running, I never even took it off, man. That's crazy. So look at that. That was from the last show. So shout out to you guys who supported. I will tell you that right now, just the show just getting started. W is at 46%.
Okay.
So 46% of the vote feels like it's a W. Let's go ahead and leave that. And then over here. Okay. So, all right, that's there. So let me update that. Boom. Beautiful. So already off the rip, 46% is a W. 18% think it's a L. 21% think it's a win, but I'm watching you. Right.
Okay.
And then I don't give a fuck is at 14%.
Okay.
All right. So we'll monitor it throughout the topic and see how it continues to go. But we got to shout out our homies who support us over on Patreon and YouTube. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much. And specifically, we do want to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Dark Angelic, Queen Witch, Broke Boy, and Pal Xbox for Life. Thank you guys so much for the support. Appreciate y'all. And then we have our inner circle members. That's right. The homie Pragmatic Eagle, Hargy Chani, and Marvelous Marvin. Appreciate y'all so much for the support. Now we do have our March champion still here. That's right. The best bot of March was our boy, motherfucking Malcolm Xlax. Shout out to him.
Let's go.
Most first super chats was from our boy Mac22TH54. Biggest super chat was from our boy Pragmatic Eagle. Most biggest super chats was a tie between Marvelous Marvin and Mac22TH54. the top 3 most gifted subs. Number 1 was our boy Spartan661. Number 2 was our boy Broke Boy, and number 3 was Ryuart. And then the most subs gifted at once was Spartan661. Now, listen, I gotta say, you guys are super awesome. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the support. That is because of you that we get to do things like going over to Summer Games Fest this upcoming June, right? Very excited for that. So thank you guys for the support. But aside from you guys right here live in the building, you guys are supporting us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us on this Tuesday night. You guys are fucking awesome. So we appreciate y'all. And even if we don't agree, which I learned, it's funny, last show, I learned that a lot of us don't agree, but y'all still rock with us, and we appreciate you guys even more so. It does mean a lot to us. So thank y'all for rocking out with us. That being said, although you are all so extremely special to us, Doodle, can they all be the same?
Nah, man, chill.
Nah, man, chill. Nah, man, chill. Doodle's quote. Nah, man, chill. Why? It's simple. You can't all be the same level of special because there's a hierarchy here that's not intentional, but it is because the first 3 people in this building, they are the actual specials of the night. That's right. They are the ones who are risen up above and watching above all of you. Now, not like for the last time ever, not like the night type. No. They're watching because they were the first 3. They went ahead, saw the on-point bat signal when we went live, and they said, holy shit, I gotta be in that bitch, and that bitch they are in. Now, the question is, oh, damn, that's true. All right. See, when Doodle's not here, I can't get by on none of that shit. Doodle does not fuck around. Just the tip. The real question is, who are these specials? Well, I am about to tell you. That's right. Number 3 in the building is our motherfucking homie. You ain't ready for this.
All right, let's hear it.
It's our boy.
Who?
Motherfucking.
Who done this?
User for Games. Yo! Shout out to our boy User for Games. Says, hello, bots. Hello, bots indeed. Shout out to you, User for Games. You are number 3 in the building. You are not messing around. I appreciate you, homie. Now, number 2 in the building. And what a way to make an entrance. But number 2 in the building is our girl.
Oh.
Michelle Alexandra. Shout out to Michelle for being number 2 in the building. She's not fucking around.
Oh,
thank you so much for being here. And her first comment out the gate is, I'm pissed. Listen, I see all these things that you got going on here, okay? And we're going to talk about them after these first 3 comments you made, all right? We're going to go ahead. We'll talk about them after the topic, because if we go down this rabbit hole right this second, it'll turn into another.
Can't stop, won't
we,
stop.
We won't even know where the show starts. So I'm gonna try to limit that. Last week was kind of a breaking point where I think we went like 2.5 hours without
listen,
last show without getting into the actual topic.
You just gotta hop into the topic.
It has to be in the topic.
Address,
you know what I'm saying? It has to be in the topic.
Address the situation. But I want to know what they're feeling. I want to know what they think. There are different perspectives to this, and brings up a lot of questions.
It does. So that's the homie. Number 2 in the building, Michelle Alexandria. Shout out to her. Number 1 in the building.
Who could that be?
It's our motherfucking homie. Toe tag in the building. That's our boy, Jean-Marc Louis.
Jean-Marc Louis.
Killer. He ain't fucking around. Shout out to our boy, motherfucking toe tag. He's not fucking around. Number 1 in the building. he said, I'm gonna be number one. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. And no one did. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of what just took place. So this is the thing. Obviously, those are our top three. You guys are the shit. Let me go ahead and update the banner. I will say that because of the nature of the show today, I'm gonna say what's up to the homies. I'm not gonna read anything that you wrote as I say what's up, because normally that gets us into the topic heavy.
Okay.
So we gotta wait until we're in the topic. When we're in the topic, then the bars can come out, right? Because that's gonna fuck us up.
Just don't lose the comments.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark them.
There you go.
That's what I've been doing. So I've been marking them. That way I don't forget them when it's time to talk about it. But I do have to update this banner right quick. Hold on. Let's go here. No, that's the wait. What am I looking at? That's not the right place. Oh shit. That was not it. Okay. It's this one right here. Stop. Bam. Go here. Let's go ahead. Get the first three up in this bitch. Got toe tag, not fucking around. Bam. Got Michelle, Alexandra, ready to slice somebody. I feel that. And we have user for games, who's being super chill. You know what I'm saying? We got the spectrum right here on the top. All right. So let's say what's up to some of the other homies who are live in the building. And again, we will go ahead and chat about it once we hop into this to this episode, to the topics. Eric Von Eric, what's up, player? I see you, homie. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Jonas the dad in the building, my dude. Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you, my friend. Actual Black Mage. What's going on, my dude? Thank you for rocking out with us. We got Becca in the building. RSJ fan, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. Simple Jack, what is up, man? Appreciate you, dude. Malcolm Xlax in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you, homie. Joseph Lemons in the building. What's up, my dude? Ryland Killer saying C Money late as usual. Bro, it was like 2 minutes, my dude. Oh shit. It is. It is. You got Pragmatic. Our homie says, I'm first. I was invisible though. I like he uses superpowers to just unveil himself after the fact. Like, yo, I was here the whole time. Just didn't let anybody know. That's so appreciate you, Prag, for sure. All right, who else we got in the building? G Maybe in the building, my dude. What's up, player? E Ranks, what's going on, homie? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. I see Go Poe in the building. What's up, man? Our Lyric in the building. Oh shit, he says, yo, I can't lie to you guys. The thumbnail is fire. Yes,
let's go.
That's what I like to hear, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yo, I spent a lot. Like, y'all. Most of the time, if I'm late, it's because I'm still working on this goddamn thing. Like, if you don't see it up, it's because it's not made. All right. Rule of thumb. If you don't see our thumbnail up, if you don't see the show made, the thumbnail's not up, that's because I'm still making that shit. And there's a lot that goes into it to try to make it good. Sometimes you nail it. Sometimes you just fucking shit the bed. But I felt great about this one, Outward. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, homie. Fillmore Pockets in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Genesis fan in the building. What's up, man? Infinite Hero. What's going on, dude? What else we got? Sloith. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, man. He asked, hold up, did they drop the price or are they thinking about it? No, Sloith. That's official. Official, like a referee with a whistle, baby. The shit has been dropped. Price is dropped. All right, where else am I? Let me go here. I'll mark that up. Abdel in the building. What's up, homie? Says TTS, of course. That's what's up, man. Yo, this is the biggest thing. I gotta tell you, is the truth, man. Pony bitches mad over something they jealous about. Facts. They jealous hard. They jealous big time. Oh my God. Yo, it's gonna be not yet. There's gonna be more problems. They're gonna take out more. That's all they fucking want to do. That's all they. Yo, they're so sad right now because they just realized that. Damn, that's like they're paying like $3 more than we're paying for premium.
And we getting shit.
And we getting shit in premium.
They're like,
Bam.
I'm hungry.
What did Sony feed me today?
Hungry.
Oh man. Oh
I got no
god.
fucking games. These motherfuckers are something else, yo.
Oh fuck.
Crazy. Oh, these fucking
You can't make this shit up, man.
Always got some shit to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is
Always.
because they ain't got no games to play? Like, what's going on over there? Y'all motherfuckers don't do shit? Like, this is not about you.
This is not about them.
Nothing's about you.
But nothing, exactly. There's nothing there for them except what happens to Xbox. That's
like,
it.
Go kick rocks, bitch.
It's crazy.
Nothing's about you.
It's like a dude that can't get laid, but he looks out his window and sees his neighbor getting laid, and he sits there and handles his business while he watches. Like, this is the only enjoyment I have in my life. I'll never have my own enjoyment, so I'll live through them.
Shit too, like that bitch ain't even that hot, yo. That bitch ain't even that hot while walking into it, yo. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. That's some crazy thick ass anime tears falling down their eyes. I didn't even want real pussy, yo. The things these hands can do.
Oh my god. That's glorious. That's fucking glorious. I love it. I love it. Oh my god. I see Boss Bronze in the building. What's up, my dude?
Yo.
Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you, homie. Jay Slay, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. Sinastral J, what's up, dog? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, man. All right. Listen, the Game Adaptation Newscast. What's up, homie? Look, we're gonna hop in. RC Polygon, what's up, player? I see you, homie. What's that? Laren? God damn, I can't even see that shit. Laren, don't worry, I'm gonna change my setup, guys. I'm gonna be closer to the TV because I can't see shit. All right, new glasses don't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same. I think the doctor's fucking with me on purpose. Just be like, nigga, you ain't never gonna be able to see right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never gonna let you see the best of your ability. I'm always gonna feed you some bullshit.
Though, of course.
Hell yeah. He'd be like, number 3 and number 4. I'm like, bitch, that's the same. That's the same. Which one? You tell me which one's supposed to look better. I don't know. It's identical.
He's like, I still can't see.
I think I saw worse after these pairs. You remember I told you, I was like, I can't see that sign. What they do to me? I don't know. It's a setup. All right. So what's that? Laren, shout out to you, homie. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. When we get into topic, I'm going to want all you guys to really give your thoughts and opinions and feelings in there. I'm trying to keep some, but you know, it's only fucking so much that I can tag first before it goes down. The ice pick, what's going on? Brandon Barnes, what's going on, player? Thank you for being here, man. All right. I'm just gonna let this rock for now. We're gonna go ahead and hop into the topic because I don't want to lose it. And I see some super chats already, but I know that they're about the topic. So I'm gonna go ahead and what the hell? Is that Broke? Is Broke Boy here? I feel like, yeah, that's Broke Boy right there, right? I sent you the link, bro. God damn it. All right. Fucking guy. So we'll get into these, we'll get into super chats once we get into the topic. Actually, we'll start the topic with the super chats and then we'll get into it. But I do want to kind of officially hop into it. Before we do that, we do have our motherfucking boy Mac22TH54 in the building with that $2 super chat. Says, good? I just got the on point alert. Hashtag a little late. Shout out to you, Mac. Thank you, my brother, for being here.
Rocking out.
First super chat of the day. As always, it looks like you're trying to lock in that April slot for the championship.
He's on a roll, baby.
He's not fucking around. All right. So let me take the chapter. Hold on. What am I? Hold on. Am I confused? I am. Maybe. I have it over here. See, I'm trying to do that new thing that I told you guys last time that I go ahead and add the show thing through here. So if I go here and then do this, I will see the stuff that I want to see. And then I'll be able to add it without me freezing. Here we go. Fuck yeah, I found it. Yes. All right, now I go here, share that shit. Boom shakalaka, ready to go. Oh yeah. Yep, that's in. That's beautiful. Okay. Okay, I see it there. All right, we're good. Let me take my chapter. Okay. So, as you see in the thumbnail, that some say is pretty good, says Bombshell Xbox Ultimate just got cheaper. Asha Sharma did the unthinkable. All right. So we're going to go ahead, read her tweet, and then we're going to jump right in to the super chats that we have that are pertaining, and then we can kind of dig deeper from there.
Absolutely.
Good?
Yep.
Good. So right here, I'm going to bring it up. Asha Sharma. First of all, before I even bring this up, let me just preface all of this with the fact that regardless of what you feel about what has taken place, can we go ahead and at least put a little respect on Asha's name, coming out here and saying, I'm making moves?
I mean, a little. Are you kidding me? These are big moves, honestly.
Big moves.
And
huge.
Yes. And we're talking about, like right off the bat, like she's not fucking around. But again, these are, you can't move a move like this, something like this once in a freaking blue. But like, she is just here to shake things up. She said she would. And she's
well, she's absolutely doing it,
yeah.
right? She's absolutely doing it.
It's not just talk. She's talking
exactly.
the talk, right?
Exactly.
Walking the walk.
She's actually walking the walk, right? That's what everybody was telling us. You remember in the beginning, since day one, I felt it, right? I knew that she was hungry. I said it. I said that she was going to come in and make moves. And people said that you're not going to see shit for years.
Yep.
Because she's just going to follow Daddy Phil's fucking playbook.
Not just that.
And I got to tell you, she did not.
Nope.
Go ahead.
They also were talking about how she has to prove herself.
Bro.
It's like, yo, I don't think this has anything to do. I think this was her mentality to begin with. This is what she said she was coming in for. She was going to shake things up. Listen, and that's exactly what she's doing, man. Good on her.
Absolutely. And again, like, we've been there since day one.
Yep.
Right? Day one, knew 100%. I said it. I knew it. We felt it. She had something to prove. And it started off slow with just going ahead and getting features out that have been sitting for 5 years, not touched. She just, boom, went ahead, got them out there. Right? She's been making moves. And what I love is she stamps her name on these moves.
Oh, yeah.
She does not go ahead and she's not quote tweeting.
Nope.
She's not saying, oh, somebody announced this, so let me go ahead and tell you why we announced it. No, she's putting it out as the news source herself. Obviously, it's still coming out in the other places, but if you follow her, you are learning the news immediately because she is telling you what she's doing it and why she's doing it.
Yep.
This is not your old typical, talking CEO head, okay, who's just doing shit in the background. She's coming out and she is telling you what she's doing and why she's doing it.
She's not like, we decided. No. But
no.
I said that this is taking place. That's it.
And it's just what it is. So I gotta give her respect for that. That is fucking dope. I love it. I love that she's being decisive. Whether I agree on something or not, okay, I have to give the respect because that's what Xbox wouldn't do, right? Xbox was afraid to make people upset so they wouldn't go too crazy. She
has that backbone that Xbox needs. Done.
100%. 100%. No fear. She's just saying, this is what it is. This is what it is, and I'm all for it. listen, before we go further, make sure if you're live in here in the building, you go ahead and hit that like button. All right. Go ahead. Yeah, you need a pen? Oh, shit. Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Go ahead and hit that like button. All right. Because if you didn't, you should. All right. That's just the way it should be. So hit the button. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. And if you're not subscribed, be subscribed because that's just the way. So shout out to Asha, okay, because she is really slapping shit up. So let me go ahead. We're gonna get her tweet, then we're gonna jump into the crowd. All right, our homies in the building who went ahead and super chatted. We're gonna get their takes on all this and what they feel, and we'll discuss it, and then we'll give our feelings, and we're just gonna break it all down. So let's bring Asha in the building. So I can't see that, so I'm gonna read it right over here. It says from Asha. Game Pass Ultimate has become too expensive for too many players. Starting today, we're dropping the price from $29.99 to $22.99 a month. Future Call of Duty titles will no longer join Game Pass Ultimate on day one. They will join this tier the following holiday after launch, about a year later. Current Call of Duty titles will remain available to Ultimate subscribers. We'll keep learning and evolving Game Pass to better match what matters to players. Okay, so there's a lot that took place there, but let's make it real simple, and we're going to jump in. Before we get into our own thoughts and feelings, we're going to get into the homies who super chatted. So, number one, price has been reduced. Okay, price has been reduced from $29.99 to $22.99. So as the other tiers. The other tiers have been reduced as well, but this is the big one, right? So she's basically taking a big jump off of Ultimate because she said that it's too expensive for too many players, and they still want that to be like the one that a lot of people go to, right? So that's there. And then they're taking Call of Duty out of the day one drop. So new Call of Duty this year will not be going into Game Pass. It'll show up next year when next year's Call of Duty is coming out. So it's similar to the premium level, but in the premium level, not only do they not get Call of Duty, but they will never get Call of Duty. Whereas here, you're going to go ahead and get a year later, you will get it. Okay. So again, we will give our feelings and drop that down. But first, I want to go ahead, get straight into the homies who super chatted. So first of all, we got our boy Jay Slay in the building. Shout out to Jay Slay. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. He went ahead and did a $20 super chat, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for that support. He says, C Money and Doodle.
Yes, baby.
Hear me out.
Let's go.
As a COD player, I was pissed.
I get that.
But this is genius.
Yep.
Removing COD saves me roughly $84 a year. This effectively pays for my Call of Duty and the Battle Pass. It also shuts up the crybabies who can't afford the $7.
Exactly.
Jay Slay, you fucking nailed it. That was the exact conversation point that we were going to have. Because if you guys remember, leading up to this moment right now, in previous shows, I was very adamant. I said, listen, I don't care what you do in the bottom tiers. I don't care what you bring in, what you change, what you do. I said, don't touch Ultimate, right? Yep. That was my feeling. That was my belief. And they did, technically. They went ahead and they took Call of Duty out. That being said, for me, no matter what decisions are being made, the math has to math for me.
That's the first thing, right? Because they didn't just say we're taking out Call of Duty, right? They adjusted the price. You're getting $7. You're saving $7 a month, right? And they gave you the money back to go ahead, buy the game with tax and get a snack. Facts.
I mean, that's really what it is, right? So when you guys know the story very well now, when I was talking about how in Black Ops 6, I bought all these skins.
Yep.
Because I was promised that for Black Ops 7, it would transfer, and then they didn't, right? They took it back.
Yep.
And what I did, I spoke with my wallet, and I spent no money whatsoever on this latest Call of Duty, okay? Black Ops 7. I didn't buy a skin, Battle Pass, nothing. Done. Okay. I beat the main game and I haven't really even touched it. I played multiplayer for a while, but then moved on, and that's it. I cut it out. Okay. Because they took something from me. They took my money, right? They messed with my money. They made me believe I was spending money on something, and then they took it away. Okay. So this theoretically, right, would put it in a similar boat, right? Because I'm paying $30 a month and I get Call of Duty when it drops at the end of the year. But again, the math has to math for me. And at the end of the day, what they did was they didn't just take Call of Duty out and said, F you, you're done. I don't care about you. What they did is they did the thing that makes the most sense. Okay.
Yep.
They did the thing that makes the most sense. People were crying about Call of Duty being in there, making the price go up. So what they did is they removed it, but they removed the $7 a month, as you said, Doodle, which gives you $84 in a year, just like you said, Jay Slay, which means by definition, they are paying for Call of Duty for you if you want to buy it at the end of the year when it drops, because they're giving you that money every month. And then you go ahead and decide if you want to buy Call of Duty or not. That, I think, is genius. I don't feel like they took anything from me.
No.
If anything, they gave me choice. Now, that's going to be the thing for me. What do you think, baby?
You get to decide whether you want to go ahead and scoop up Call of Duty or not, because that money's in your pocket. Yes, it is $7 a month, right? Times 12. So that's what you're getting back in. That's how much you're saving a year. Call of Duty comes out every year. If you happen to not like what they're putting out, or listen, there were a lot of people that went ahead and tried the campaign that weren't into Call of Duty. And I think our boy Farrell played Call of Duty when it got into Game Pass. Now, if he likes it enough, he might go ahead and scoop it up if he likes what they're putting out with the campaign for the next Call of Duty. If he doesn't, he just saved himself money, right? So it's literally that simple, right, Farrell? Like, if you don't want it, you won't pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a great deal. Like, I can't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I think this way works out a little bit better than had it been reversed. Like, if we found out that we were getting Fortnite Crew and Ubisoft Classics for a $2 increase, but we're losing COD, I think like everyone would have like been like up in arms. But I think now people are like, well, I'm saving money because, you know, those $7 a month can go towards, you know, Call of Duty when I purchase it, you know, at the every year. And I got Fortnite Crew and Ubisoft Classics, and my price only went up $2.
Exactly.
Plus, let's be clear, the quality of Game Pass has increased as they told us it would.
Yes.
More day ones, better day ones. Now, Doodle, you brought something up to me,
I brought
which
something
I
up
was like, oh,
earlier.
snap, what is that?
That literally, my Game Pass Ultimate subscription went down to $11. $11. I was already, when it Ultimate was $19.99, I had Ultimate and I had Fortnite Crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So $19.99, $11.99. They added Fortnite Crew into the Ultimate. And I was like, bet.
We were saving $2 a month.
Yeah, we're saving some
per
change,
account,
right?
Yeah.
For our account. But now I would have still been paying for Fortnite Crew, which is $11.99. My Ultimate went from $20 to $11. So that makes sense to me. And I'm not saying it's going to make sense for everyone, but I will say that when we're not ponies, we can do math. So if we're seeing what we're getting back monthly, I mean, it's $84. It's more than what the game costs. They're leaving it up to you whether you want to go ahead and scoop that up or not. These are options, right?
100%. 100%. And look, I'm seeing I do see that there's some conversation about stackers.
So I think that's where it hits, right? And I think, when you prepaid, and I think the bigger problem comes in because people normally, from what I think, or what I've heard, people that stack are getting a deal on the side, right? They pay less than $19.99 a month.
Facts.
Right? So they stacked because they found a good deal. Well, in that good deal, you thought you were getting Call of Duty in there too, which you're not. And it's kind of like the only people that are kind of getting screwed, but you also weren't really.
Yeah, like technically we were paying full price every single month.
Well, this is the problem, and where it's tricky, right? When you go ahead and you find a deal, great. But the problem with deals is that you're kind of locked in. Even though you're paying less, that money is out. The month to month, yes, it's more money. It was $29.99, but if they pull a stupid and I didn't want to have Game Pass anymore, I didn't invest more than what I was already paying a month. And if I'm done with it, then I'm done, right? But when you stack, yes, you're getting a better deal, but that money's out.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And look, I'm not saying that if you it doesn't suck for somebody who stacked with the exact thought about Call of Duty, because I will say this, I know there's plenty of people who were stacking before Call of Duty was becoming a thing, right? So before Call of Duty was going to be in Game Pass, before ABK and all that fun stuff, right? So if you're one of those people, then don't talk about it. If you are somebody after that who said, I stacked because I thought I was going to get Call of Duty, then yeah, that sucks. But again, Doodle kind of pointed out, like, you stacked at a much lower price than we're paying on a monthly basis, right? So
I think that it comes with it's part of the risk, right?
Anything,
it is. You can have a service that goes away, and you may not think, oh, that may not happen, that could not happen, and then if it goes away, what happens to your money, right? So it's a reward but a risk at the same time. So
so I mean that is a, again, for the people who are dealing with that, then that makes it a harder pill to swallow, right?
Of course,
because you already prepaid, you thought you were done.
1, 2, 3 years, I don't need to worry about they're not getting money back to go ahead and play that game. But at that point, if you got money back, you will get even a bigger freaking deal.
Like, I don't know anybody who stacks at full price, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know how the prices went. I don't know if where you went ahead and stacked went up when it went to $29.99. I don't know how those deals played out. But I mean, it doesn't apply, but I can understand how it could maybe be frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that, again, I'm not trying to downplay your pain from that, but I will say that you're, again, and look, I was the first one talking about it, right? So, like, I want you to understand, like, I'm not, if it doesn't make sense, that it doesn't make sense. And this makes sense. They're giving me the money.
Sense to us.
The only thing they took out of Game Pass, they're paying for it to keep in Game Pass, meaning the only reason you would be arguing is that you don't rationally think that I was saying, screaming from the rooftop, they're not lowering the price of Ultimate, right? I was wrong.
The thing. If they took out, well, you were and you're not, because they didn't lower the price and left it where it was. So it came with a hand-in-hand situation. Yes, you have the money and some to go ahead and pick up the game, and it's now an option, but the price lowered because they took out COD, right? Well, they didn't take it out. Moving forward, it will not be going into Game Pass Ultimate day and date, right? So that is what the give and take of this situation. But again, I think Fillmore Pockets in the chat. Shout out to Fillmore Pockets. He says, if you stacked, you're still saving money unless you stacked at full price. No? Yeah, I don't see how anybody would be stacking at full price. And I get it. It's like, oh shoot, now I got to spend this money when I thought I was set. But these are the changes that they made.
Yeah, I mean look, again, that's like it's a personal choice. And I'm also going to tell you that not many people stack, right? Like the vast majority of people who have Game Pass are paying for it every month. And this is a huge W because it lowers the price of entry for the people who don't care about COD. And everybody told us that the people who really only care about COD, right? The people who were just going to buy COD every year, they weren't sub to fucking Game Pass. That's what the world told us. That's what the world told us.
The situation, right? You're not going to go ahead and sign up to Game Pass if what you want to play all year is Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Right? I think that unless like you figure that maybe I'll get that game and then everybody else in the house, if you have like kids or whoever, that will go ahead and use the account for something else, right? But it's like if you're a Gears head, right? If you're a Call of Duty head and you sit there and that's all you play, you're just waiting for the next Call of Duty. It doesn't make sense if that's all you're playing to go ahead and pay for Game Pass. I do have to go to our boy Pragmatic, yo, in the house. What is up? He says, on point. They can cancel, get a refund, and resub at a lower price. It's a very simple process. Please don't entertain stacking as being a legitimate complaint. I don't think they stack through Microsoft or like I think it's a separate like website. It's right. It's through a different seller or something like that.
When people buy
where they buy
ones?
These things, right?
Yeah, they get it from different like resellers.
Like they
that PlayStation doesn't even allow. Xbox still allows it. And that's how they get it.
It's kind of like ridiculous that they allow that to take place.
Yeah, you can buy a 3-month card, but different vendors, they buy them in bulk. So sometimes you're able to find a deal and get it for cheaper. So
yeah,
and there's like
now another thing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, I was saying there's like worldwide codes and then there's like region-based codes. So like, if you're smart, you can find, like really good deals. Maybe you can use a VPN and get, a 3-month card for a little bit cheaper or something like that. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And the prices, like on Black Friday, like the prices were like stupid low.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is what happens. So, so the thing though is that like I do see some people talking about like ABK. Right, like I see our boy Amit, I see you, homie, talking about ABK, how that was kind of a disaster buying ABK. I saw what's his name, 89 Darrow. What's up, homie? He said that wasn't the point of ABK was Call of Duty, and it's like I think like y'all been on this show for a long, like rocking with us, right, for a while, and if you have, that when we talked about the Call of Duty purchase, the ABK purchase, how did we always talk about it? Call of Duty gave Microsoft the bubble of protection, right?
Yeah.
There was always guaranteed to be this large amount of money that was coming every month.
Yep.
The deal was never about getting it to give it to us in Game Pass. Of course, that was the whole discussion.
Part of it.
That was gonna come.
But the big deal, yes,
it was like their Minecraft moment.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like going ahead, like when they bought Minecraft. It's a running machine that you just go ahead. It's self-sufficient. You have all your freaking pieces in play, and it's gonna bring in that money. So it was worth spending that money. I'm with Trey here. Trey is saying that the ABK deal wasn't a disaster. I think that they kind of, with everything that came up for it, that was pretty smooth the way it went.
Yeah, of course. And
all the obstacles that they had to face, they kind of just knocked it out the park.
And they also got a huge mobile presence with King.
Yeah.
Right. So they wanted to be in mobile. Right now, maybe they hoped that was going to equal like their Xbox IP going to mobile and becoming something, which hasn't really played out too much, but they're still getting that King revenue. They're making a new Minecraft mobile game, right? Like that is what the big thing was. So they wanted to have those forever games, right? Yep. Those games that when we look every week,
the games are bigger than the platform.
Yeah, we look every week. The most top play games is Fortnite and Call of Duty. They own Call of Duty, right? They constantly are getting that revenue all year long, right? That is what this was, a business transaction. That's why there were so many ramifications, right? That's why so many different things came from that purchase, because this purchase was their way to cement themselves in this industry as an undeniable force. They were never going to have a problem as long as they keep pumping out these Call of Duties at a high bar, right? And that's just what it is, right? So as much as, like, I understand, I think, Amit was thinking more about, the game coming to Game Pass. I see he's attributing it to the exclusive scenario and all those things. And again, like I get that, right? And I understand that that's what you feel about it.
But again, and I forget who pointed that out in the chat. I believe it was User for Games, and sorry if I'm wrong, but it was for mobile.
King was a big play
on to it, and where they wanted to make it happen. Also, User for Games says, I buy COD every year and have Game Pass since it first started. See, that's the situation. And we had this conversation before that games like Halo, babe, we bought every version of Halo,
even though it's in Game Pass.
Even though it's in Game Pass,
6 copies of it.
Exactly, because they had different versions of the game with the steelbook and with this or that, and that's just how it played out. Some games you can't stop people, even if they have Game Pass, from going ahead and spending that money on it, right? So
yeah, I just think that the ABK conversation, if we really look at it for what it was always a business move first, right? Like, ABK doesn't really make a lot of different games, right? They make mostly these big forever games, and most of them are, Overwatch, right? That's huge. Microsoft owns that now, right? They're the, I would say, dominant player, right, in the hero shooter. I mean, them and Marvel Rivals, right? So they're definitely in the top 3 of hero shooters, right? They got Call of Duty, they have WoW, right? Like, these are all, they have Diablo, they have all these massive games that were never going to do anything but complement Game Pass, right? That was the only part for us, right? Yeah. That was the only part for us. The business part is what ABK was all about, and that is what allows games like South of Midnight and Hellblade 2 and all these games to get, and Kiln that we're going to get this Thursday, right? These smaller games that are not blockbusters, but Xbox is allowed to have this creativity live because they have the games that are paying the bills. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's the reality. Service, yeah, exactly. And sir, go ahead, Farrell. What do you think?
So they have the games and the service, the foot the bill, and as much as we might want COD in there day one, Game Pass being at a more affordable price, because we didn't even talk about I think PC Game Pass went down to $13, and then didn't Premium also go down in price?
Yeah, it went to $14.99. It went back to $15, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, everything. Those prices are a lot more reasonable when it comes to mass adoption, and I feel like Asha is gonna be pushing the brand a lot harder than we've seen in a very long time. It feels like for the past few years, it's been more about pushing the platform and pushing the platform to a place where no matter what device you had, you were able to access that platform. You were able to play games in a variety of ways. You were able to access Game Pass in a variety of ways. It looks like we're getting back to pushing the brand, you owning an Xbox. What does it mean to be an Xbox customer, not just access the Xbox platform via all these different devices? So with that being said, if you're planning on getting more people into Xbox, whether it be via PC or whether it be via this hybrid device that's going to be releasing next year, it looks like we're going to have more Xbox customers. So that at least that's the goal that they're going for, and that will help with the adoption of Game Pass. So Game Pass grows. Maybe Game Pass grows to a point that maybe COD makes it back in. Who knows? But I mean, I think a lot of things come on the table, but the more that they add, the price is going to go up. So COD leaving it kind of shows that. So
yeah, I agree. But see, for me, it comes down to how they did it. Yeah. Right? Like they could have just pulled it out and said, all right, we're going to give you like a $2 or $3 discount on Ultimate, and that's it. But like they literally are paying for you to buy the next Call of Duty with your savings. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, like, again, I know there's another aspect of this that we're going to get into. Yeah. And I don't want to dive deep into it now because I want to go through the super chats and then we'll go into it. But there is an aspect of this where there's a potential that maybe this is a crack in the door to have it happen again. And it's like, okay, well, guess what? If they want to go ahead and drop the price of Ultimate $7 every time they take out a big game, that's a whole different ball game. But all right.
Say something.
All right.
Super chat.
Sorry.
Start the rabbit hole.
My bad. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get our boy, motherfucking Pragmatic Eagle, went ahead and did a $50 super chat. He is so not fucking around. Bro. Thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate your support, man. It means so much to us, bro. Thank you so much. He says, I'll save more than this super chat with yo, true that. With Game Pass Ultimate's new price. I'm taking the W. What's good, Xbox family?
Let's go.
Fucking yes,
I'm taking the W and running with it. I feel like people are always living on like paranoid land. Like, take your win, enjoy it, because it may not last forever.
Like we were talking about this moment, right? And now this moment's here. How about we fucking just sit in this moment instead of worrying about a future that hasn't come yet?
Not a bunch of motherfuckers didn't enjoy Game Pass when it was $19.99 because it was too expensive. Then it went up to $29.99 and they were freaking crying and losing their freaking mind. I told y'all, like, bitch, of course it's gonna go up at some point. Enjoy your shit while you have it. Like, that's crazy, man.
Facts.
Take your W. Stop 100%, crying.
100%. Shout out to you, Prag.
Thank you,
Let me go ahead and update this banner. Prag taking the #1 spot. He's not fucking around.
Someone said in the chat, be careful what you wish for. Listen, you can't cry about getting a better price if a better price is what you were asking for. But we've said this before. It comes with consequences.
I mean, honestly,
consequences. Honestly, unless you stacked, I mean, you're just getting money back if you buy the game. If not, you just got $84 freaking dollars. Game Pass just became $84 cheaper. But it comes with consequences. That's the bottom line.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I think there is a concern now that COD's out that, do other big games that we expect to see down the road,
Well, that is a conversation that we're gonna have, but that's a big one. So we're gonna save it down after I get through these super chats. But yes, that is a conversation for sure. And I do definitely wanna get into it. But let me just do this real fast. Okay. All right. So let's go through this. We got the homie Ryland Killer in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Appreciate you, homie. Says first, it's COD. Next, it's a game you like. Oh shit, this motherfucker done jumped right in. He done jumped right in. Oh fuck, Ryland. I was trying to fucking when they started Game Pass, the promise was all first-party games will be day and date. I mean, listen, I'm gonna
Pin it.
We talked about it right here. We're gonna hit this conversation. I promise you, as soon as I get through these super chats. So I'm definitely we're definitely gonna talk about this because it is a viable and relevant conversation to have. So we will do it, but I just got to get through it first. But you're not, completely wrong. I get that. Joseph Lemons in the building. Shout out to our boy Joseph Lemons. Went ahead and did a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my brother.
You so much.
Says clears throat. All hail Asha the Empress. Just crowned by King David today. Shout out to Mr. Booster Seat and the spicy Mr. Booster Seat. This motherfucker. And the spicy mama. Asha the Empress, long may she reign. Much love as always from Iowa. Joseph, appreciate you, my dude.
Baby.
Shout out to you for being here. Shout out to you for the support. Shout out to Asha. Listen, I said it before, and I agree. She came in this strong, and she has definitively made herself the people's champ. But I've deemed it the people's CEO. But she is, in fact, coming out here, making sure she does what she has to do, and not just for like bullshit things, like major talking points. She's jumping right into this shit. So shout out to her. Shout out to you, Joseph. Appreciate you. You got the homie. It's me, the broke boy, with that $2 super chat. Says, what did PlayStation give with their price increase? Movies. Facts. Trash is what they gave. Okay, that's the truth. We got the homie Oscar Wheat. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, homie. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says Sasha Fierce ain't bullshitting. She is not. And he said, Asha Fierce, I meant. But it went together. It went together. I feel you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. You ain't lying, bro. She is not fucking around, man. She is not fucking around. Mac22TH54 in the building with that $2 super chat says, C Money, Doodle, I stacked. I'm good till February 2027. And I don't care.
There you go.
Good. I mean, that's what it is, right? Because you spent less money.
Shout out to our boy Mac.
Mac's not fucking around.
Like, you gotta give him his flowers. Keeping it real, man.
It is keeping it real.
Understands that he got a good deal on it. That's that, man. Shout out to Mac.
Yeah, like it's like I understand you wanted your cheap ass price to be worthwhile forever.
It worked
and I get that
at the time. And again, that's the risk to take. Right?
100%. Yeah, and I think the rational part of it is gonna shine, where people will start to understand, like, yeah, I did get it for super cheap. I was beating the system, and now, yeah, you lost a little something. But overall, I think it's still a thing. But
you're still winning. Listen, it's not like it's never going to drop into Game Pass Ultimate. Just play the other games. If you don't want it, buy it.
Facts. We got the homie motherfucking Game Shark in the building.
Yo,
Twinkle, baby. Member for 27 months. I got to shout the fuck out of that, man.
Thank
27
so much,
motherfucking months, man. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that support. Don't treat company plans like promises. Things change and businesses adjust.
100%.
ABK is still great regardless of changes. IP was worth it. # twinkle.
Twinkle. You've been twinkled.
You've been twinkled, man. That's the reality. Appreciate you, my dude. But those are just bars. Like, again, businesses are not stagnant. They're fluid. They move. They move with the currents, right? They have to see how things go. Sure, they can stay steadfast when they see a bigger picture. But look, I mean, when things are going a way that they don't want it to go, they have to adjust, and adjust they have done.
And I just don't understand. Like the crying, like is it daddy issues? Is there mommy issues? Like these corporations have to like stick around, right? And they got to figure things out. There has to be some breathing room for that shit. Could you imagine having some sort of like deep relationship with these people that come out here acting this way? She literally said, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan. Not.
Facts. Bars.
Done.
Bars. Let me get the homie Splendiferous in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for that $2 super chat. Appreciate you, homie. Says, they saying Sarabon was a DEI hire, nothing more. I mean, obviously, that couldn't be further from the truth, considering the amount of quote unquote damage they claim she did. Right? Like if she was just a DEI hire, they'd be like, all right, Sarah, go sit in the corner while we go fucking the big boys handle this shit. But apparently she was running this shit, pushing everything forward the way she wanted to. So I can't co-sign that idea. I think that makes no sense.
Listen, she handled her vision of it.
Facts.
People did not respond to it in the way that they would have wanted them to. And that's why these things take place, right? That's why she's not there anymore. But she did her thing. That was her vision. That was her plan. And
100%.
I mean, again, these criers out there that want to act like they don't understand shit, these are the consequences.
Absolutely.
She had to deal with the consequences of people acting like they can't understand that this is an Xbox campaign.
She thought she was dealing with the other industries that she was with.
Exactly.
Where they say all types of shit on mobile ads and all that shit. And people are like, yo, I got it. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Fucking sign me up. Yeah, no, it was a different situation. So we got Razor Ultron in the building. What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you, man. Says COD was the only annual Xbox game, and it's a $500 million plus dev cost. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
100%.
100%.
Shout out to Razor Ultron.
Shout out to Razor. Shout out to Razor for being a member for 18 months, man. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate you, homie. Also, Mac22, member for 16 months.
Thank you,
God damn, appreciate y'all, man. You guys are fucking awesome. We gotta go ahead and shout out the homie La Rin. Thank you so much. Went ahead and gifted 5 on point for gamer memberships, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to the motherfucking homie Lauren. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much. Y'all know what to do.
Tell him, baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. Of course, the homie Lauren. Appreciate you. Go ahead, give them some love. Put the FBs in the chat. You know what it be. You know what it means. Make it happen. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you so much. Let me update this banner real quick. Actually, let me go do that real fast. Bam, bam. Go here. Got Lauren 5 gifted. Thank you. Good. Appreciate you. Okay, fun. All right. First of all, before we go further, shout out to motherfucking homie Broke Boy in the building. What's up, Broke Boy? How you doing, my man?
What up? I'm just looking at another announcement today. That looks kind of cool. That's not really an announcement, but it's interesting.
Nice.
About 30 minutes ago, Kojima posted a pic with him and Asha Sharma.
Oh,
and he's holding a box in his hand. I wonder what's in the box.
Oh,
maybe a Helix dev kit.
That would be very intriguing. That'd be very intriguing.
I sent you a copy.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you.
Sorry it's late. Like I had a alarm technician in the house. He just left about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, it's all good, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for rocking out.
And then we do have the homie Splendiferous with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you, homie. Says Sarah did a lot for Game Pass and hardware, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she did. I mean, look, Sarah, everybody who comes into a company like this at this level is not just for funs and giggles.
No.
Okay. They don't put
like that.
Yeah, they don't put the type of money on the line on just bullshit, that narratives that people want to spin. All right. She was out there, she did her thing. She worked on Game Pass, she worked on hardware, she worked on third-party relations. Like, she was out there doing her thing. So shout out to Sarah.
100%.
But it's just a different era.
People love to take away the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, she was there, she earned her spot, she did a lot for Xbox, and you know, sometimes things come to an end. Agreed.
And another thing before we jump into that, you know, that next juicy kind of conversation, is to keep in mind, and we haven't really talked about it too much here, but there has been multiple reports on the fact that it has been reported that Microsoft is backing up off of Xbox, and where they were going ahead to try to demand that 30% cut, which we thought, you know, yeah, it's crazy, but you know, it's business is business. You got to make that money, right? Well, supposedly they're moving back from it, and basically allowing them to grow. I don't know if internally Microsoft had seen it and thought that they reached the mountaintop, and they were like, all right, now it's time for you guys to start bringing in all this money, or what. But apparently they have since kind of rolled that idea back. Okay.
Yeah.
So Asha's now operating in a world where she doesn't have, Microsoft fucking on her back.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the AI thing backfired in a way that they had to pivot and do things that were more consumer friendly. It's not just they're off of Xbox's back. We're seeing a lot of improvements to the Windows user experience and things like that they've been ignoring. So it looks like they're focusing on the user experience, and as a result, the stock have actually gone like steadily increased since the pivot away from going so hard in the AI route. I think the AI route kind of put the battery in some people's backs at the company, and they thought they could, push their weight around on Xbox and Windows and some other areas. And now that it's backfired, like they would have kind of.
I also think there is such a thing as being too verbal about things, especially when you have people like the people on Twitter, right? So now they do need to do that disconnect, right? Yep. They're looking for what is it, a manager or someone to manage
brand manager,
exactly. So Xbox. This is where that also comes in, but we're also seeing it here and there, right? That disconnect from Microsoft. I think when you include people in your plans too much, they're gonna have their opinions and run with it. So yes, they are still working on things to kind of future-proof themselves, right? Everybody's going towards the same spot, letting everybody know that you're getting ahead. If it was PlayStation out here saying this, it would all be fine, right? Just like when PlayStation came out here and said, now you could just have the game take over for you if you're stuck somewhere. That was fine and dandy, but Xbox can't come out here with that same energy. So now it's time to disconnect from the things that the media cannot accept, right? Xbox being first somewhere because they're always first, right? The problem is that they create chaos until PlayStation catches up, and then PlayStation came up with this. So, it's a different energy.
You're 100% right, babe. Like all this stuff, like to be clear, AI didn't go anywhere for Xbox or anything. It's a major part of the plans. Is going to be integrated. It's going to be part of everything that we play going forward. We'll have AI, not necessarily. Well, we know things like DLSS 5, that type of AI implementation will be there, but also just back end shit, like how they're building the games, how they're testing the games. All this shit. AI is 100% part of it. What they need to understand is AI is a dirty word. So you just shut the fuck up and do your business. You know what I'm saying?
You got to do behind closed doors. At the end of the day, all they need is to keep working and shut these dummies up. They don't hear about it. They won't talk about it.
It's crazy. So, that's the way. We do have the homie Splendiferous in the building with that $2 super chat says, but Asha not playing no games in these streets, bro. Yo, you're not lying, Splendiferous. I mean, that's just facts. She is out here smoking shit. It's crazy. Okay, so this is the other part. Obviously, Ryland Killer brought it up. I'm gonna go back to Ryland Killer, okay, because this is a major conversation piece that is, where a lot of the people who are downplaying this or making this look bad or doom and glooming again are using this as the reason. So Ryland Killer, thank you again, brother. We'll go back to the super chat. He says, first, it's COD. Next, it's a game you like. When they started Game Pass, the promise was all first-party games will be date and date. Okay, so that's the jump off point. So I obviously everybody's gonna have their opinion on this. I'm gonna tell you mine kind of right off the rip. That was a major concern for me, right? The idea that if they went ahead and took Call of Duty out of Ultimate, then they will go ahead and now have this big, this big crack that they can fucking start doing the shit more and more, right?
Mhm.
That was my original idea. But again, when I see things, I could only respond and think about things after I've been presented with the information, right?
Mhm.
So when this became real, immediately when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, they took Call of Duty out. These motherfuckers. But then I read the price, right? I read the price, and going from $29.99 to $22.99, having that $7 turn into $84, I saw very clearly that what she wanted to make sure happened was that if she took this game out, the people who were paying $30 a month, the people who were playing that, who were happily paying that because they knew what they were getting, she is literally telling you that we're taking that out. But if you didn't care that you were paying 30, if you didn't care that it cost more money because Game Pass had Call of Duty day and date, we are giving you that money. That money is coming to you. Put that shit aside. Come November, whenever the fuck the next Call of Duty drops, you take this money we gave you that saved you from the 30, and you go ahead and you buy your game. When I saw that, it's very clear that that's what they wanted to do, right? It was very clear that she was like, all right, we'll take it out, but it's going to go ahead and do it in such a way where that the people who wanted it can go ahead and pay for Call of Duty. That scenario won't work again.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that scenario doesn't work again. You can't be like, all right, here's another $7 off, guys, because Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think we can all look at the situation and understand that no matter how you cut it, no matter which way you look at it, Call of Duty was absolutely the biggest reason the price increased. And you know that because they did nothing else to Game Pass Ultimate.
Yep.
Everything else is intact. Every feature is intact. Nothing is going to create a problem for you with Game Pass Ultimate outside of COD. Everything else is identical. So the only thing they remove is COD, and they give you $7 back. What that tells you is that, guess what? All those people who thought Game Pass was eating into the sales of Call of Duty, well, it turns out we were all buying Call of Duty every year.
Yep.
Right? That's was
literally
the point.
The situation.
They went up to go ahead and cover the cost of what someone would pay in a year for Call of Duty. We were all paying for Call of Duty up front. It was not, they didn't beat the system. They literally were charging us just to play Call of Duty day and day. It was already happening. The difference was you didn't have a choice.
Yep. Now
you have the choice. Now you can say, okay, that $22.99, I'm going to rock with that. And you know what? I'm not a Call of Duty sweat like that. There's plenty of games coming out. I'll play this Call of Duty next year. You know what I'm saying? It's still coming. You're not losing Call of Duty from Game Pass. All the games of Call of Duty are still in Game Pass Ultimate. And then you will get the next one next year, and then so forth. So you'll be a year behind if it doesn't matter to you. If it doesn't matter to you, you're just pocketing your $84 a year and using it on something else. Okay. But if it does mean to you that, oh, no, I need Call of Duty, well, you can go buy it with the funds that you got. When I look at that, it just makes too much sense to me that they thought of this entire situation when they changed this price in the offering.
Yeah.
They took out one thing and they gave the discount gives you enough to buy the one thing they gave you. What do you think about that, baby?
I think you're 100% right. We're talking about COD, comes out every year. A lot of money is invested, and people are having issues with with the price of Game Pass. This was a great way to have balance. Yes, could it be something that they can figure out and, you know, say, well, we're not putting this here. Could it be a rabbit hole? I mean, that's why I make my own decisions, right? At that point, if they start stripping down Game Pass and it doesn't make sense to me, then I won't be paying for Game Pass, right? Because it doesn't make sense. But until that happens, then I'm going to go ahead and have Game Pass Ultimate. I'm not going to be stressing about things that haven't happened yet. And it is what it is. They're showing it to you. They're giving it back to you. Here you go with some extra change. I don't think that there's room to complain. I honestly think that maybe feeling a certain way if you paid up and you stacked, maybe acceptable for a little bit, and then you realize how cheap you got that for, and that maybe it's not a big deal, and that was a decision you made knowing that things can take place at any point, right? So
agreed.
I'm not mad at the changes. I wasn't mad at the price before. I'm not mad at the changes that they made either.
Yeah, because again, we are winning because of Fortnite Crew. But
and when it comes to Black Ops 6, great. The freaking campaign was phenomenal.
Amazing.
Black Ops 7, so now we get to take a step back and kind of make that decision instead of continuing to pay, which we were doing already, for it.
Facts.
And obviously there's still buffer. I see some talks about taking out Fortnite Crew, and maybe that would have been the better decision in Ubisoft Plus. I don't think so. They have a deal with them. That's a deal. That's a contract. That wasn't going to get touched. It just took place. It's like if they made a deal with Netflix and then they're like, oh, well, motherfuckers aren't happy.
Yeah. Plus,
they're not going to scratch that off.
Plus, as you can see, like, it's minimal.
Exactly.
It's a minimal upgrade from where we were to what we have now, right? So it's like asking for them to take out what, to be $19? No, thank you. I'll pay $3 to get
$19.99 versus $22.99. We're talking about $3 and you're getting the freaking
you're talking about services that are equal to $20+ between the two of them.
Between the two of them, and you're getting it for
$3. Like, no, that doesn't make sense, right? Like you have to be able to see the difference, right? Taking out services which provide you with something all the time, right? Ubisoft provides you with new games every month that go into Ubisoft, right? You get if you're in Fortnite Crew every single month, your battle pass is paid, all that shit is paid. Yeah, no, that makes no sense to lose services that add great value.
Absolutely.
It's clear that it was one game. They didn't make these numbers up, guys. Like, I understand, like, there's a certain point where we have to just understand that they see the numbers, you don't.
Exactly.
And if they're taking out $7 and saying that was Call of Duty, then don't try to sit here. I would respectfully say, don't try to sit here and tell them what the rest of it would have equaled out to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
They have their deals in place that they cost a certain amount of money. Those other places, the Fortnites, the Ubisoft, they're getting people in the door, right? That's what they're getting.
That I want to make very clear. Like, yes, this happened with COD, but like, you're talking about Fortnite. A lot of what do you say before when we're talking about those numbers when it comes to these games, right? Who's at the top? Minecraft, Fortnite, right? Call of Duty. Like, we're not talking about some bullshit. You're attracting new people that may have not thought of Game Pass, and now you have this bundle that maybe makes more sense. Actually, if I'm thinking about this whole situation in conversation, taking out Call of Duty and dropping the $7, it's not just beneficial for the criers out there and the issues with the $29.99, and it makes better sense for us, right? Obviously, there was enough money for them to even give back a little more than what the game would have cost. But for those people that want to make more sense out of having Fortnite crew on Fortnite, and it's kind of like luring them in. Why not get it through Game Pass? Because now for an extra, what did I say? My Game Pass Ultimate just dropped to $11, right? So for $11 more, that makes a little more sense to hop into Game Pass fresh than if you're telling them you were paying $11.99, you can come here and pay what, $30 a month? That's a bit of a leap, right? If you're saying you're paying $11.99, come in here and pay $22.99, that's a little bit of an easier pill to swallow. And it'll make more sense. You maybe have them hooked.
Yeah, so let me go here because this, I admit, this is where we got to look at it and see for what it is. He says the better solution should have been to keep Ultimate as is and introduce a $23 tier without COD. But I think you and I both know that at that moment, people would be like, hold on, it's a $7 difference. The only difference is COD. I'm paying $84 for a $70 game.
Exactly.
So
why would anybody pay more for COD than they need to?
Yeah, I don't think that's would make sense. People would immediately say, no, we're going to do this other one and pay for COD. So, and again, like if we go over here to Silent Killer, it says, I can easily say whatever game you play in Game Pass, you can buy. Just because you don't want COD doesn't excuse them for taking it out. Okay, so number one, I never said I don't want COD.
No,
obviously I
play the campaign.
I played them.
You've bought a ridiculous amount of skins.
Yeah, like I
play multiplayer.
I like COD.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would disagree with that idea that when I'm talking about this, I don't think myself or Doodle is saying fuck COD. I'm not. If you remember any conversation leading up to this, I said don't take out COD. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I'm not okay with them just taking it out. The difference though is that I can see what they did. They didn't take it out to take it out and say fuck you. They took it out and gave it to you as an option because they're literally paying. They're paying you. If you were paying $30, okay? If you stood paying $30 and what they did was every month they deposited $7 back to your account and said, hey, with that money, go buy Call of Duty because we're taking it out. Like that's essentially what they're doing, except they're giving you that option. You don't got to pay the $30 up front now. Now you're paying $23. I was paying $30. Now I pay $23. So if I want Call of Duty, there's no way I can't justify spending the money on Call of Duty when I know I was spending $30 anyway.
Exactly. But if they came out here and they said, we're just taking Call of Duty out and Game Pass is $29.99, that's a different conversation.
Facts.
If they came out here and said, you know, Game Pass is now $27.99, right? And we're taking out Call of Duty, that will also be a situation. It doesn't cover the game. If they're coming out here and saying COD is not in there, but you're saving $84 a year, go and buy COD if you want. We're giving you more than what you would pay for the game. What are we arguing about? Or what are we talking about?
Well, I see him bring up the idea of the newest game from now. Okay. So the newest game from now is if you started saving today, this $7, you wouldn't make it because it's coming out in, was it 7 months?
Okay.
Right? What are we in? April? 7 months from now is November. Yeah. So 7 months. So you would have $49 if you saved it of the 70. Sure. Okay. I mean, if you want to be, if you want to be pissed about this moment, yeah, well, that too, right? Nobody said you have to buy it day one.
Don't buy it day one. Wait till you make all the money back for it, and then buy it then. Right?
I mean, those are just bars. But the point is that yes, if you want to make it like about this moment, right this second, that you're not going to have enough money to get there based off of this, sure. But at the end of the day, like I think we just got to be able to see. We can't look at it so short term, right? We got to look at the bigger scope, and the bigger scope is that every year they're saving you $84. They're paying for COD for you, and that's the benefit. I just don't see a game like Fable or some other game that comes out once a year I'm sorry, not once a year, once a generation or whatever the fuck. That's not the same equation. Like, we all know what Call of Duty does number wise every single year without fail. It's always the top or in the top 2 or top 3, right? For the year, every year, Call of Duty is always in that list, right? We know that Call of Duty hits different. Call of Duty is a different beast. To try to compare a different game to that, I just don't think that makes sense. Now, listen, again, today is a W. Today's a W. They save money for the people who don't give a shit about Call of Duty, which how many times have we been listening to people out on Twitter and in our chat say, I don't give a shit about Call of Duty. Why do I got to pay for it, right? Now you don't. Okay? Now you don't. It's not part of it, but they're giving you the money to do it. I don't think any other game would have any form of justification to say, hey, this game's out. Because if that were to happen, unless they're going to say, hey, Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming day and date to Game Pass, but we're giving you $7 extra off. So now your subscription is $15.99 instead of $22.99. Listen, if you want to keep paying me to buy your games, that's also fine, right? Like that's also fine. I just don't think that's likely. Baby, before I give Pharaoh and Broke Boy, their thoughts on this particular situation, what do you think, baby? Is Elder Scrolls 6 or I don't know, the next Doom or whatever the fuck, is that gonna not be in Game Pass, or do you think it's likely?
I think it's likely, right?
You think it's likely that it's not
that
gonna be?
It will be, right?
Oh, okay.
I think that it will be, but if something happens and it's not, then we make decisions then, right? I think it's that simple. I am not locked down to Game Pass, and I'm not suggesting that any of you need to be. If you're upset and you think that, the money coming back in was better to be spent and you were overpaying for COD and that made more sense to you, then by all means, you're not hurting me by unsubbing to Game Pass. That's not my problem. Things need to make sense to you. But when I'm doing math, which is logical and pretty straightforward, we're talking numbers. Numbers don't lie. It just makes sense.
I agree. Farrell, what do you think? What do you feel about, because you were going to bring up the topic and then we kind of put a pin on it so that we can catch up. So like, what are your feelings on the idea of, oh wait, hold on. Before I get to you, because I saw this comment, I didn't notice it. We got Mac22TH54 in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says Microsoft Xbox stock closed today up 2% for your information, Farrell. $424. Goddamn, that's beautiful. And then we have the homie Rylan Killer back with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Says the discount allows you to buy the old COD if you save for 1 year. So you'd always be behind a year and the player base would move on. So no, I mean, I would look at it from now, right? So you're going to save $49 and then you're going to add the $20 if you want this game. Okay. And that's what you're paying for this year. And then starting next year, so starting from the release of this year, 12 months, you're saving that money for the next one. So you can't lump this game into your year plan because this is a new plan, right? So you're going to have to bite the bullet. If you want COD this year, you're going to pay $20 out of pocket. But let's not forget all the money you save with Game Pass, right? How many games are they giving you that you would have paid out of pocket, right? So we don't have to lean so far into it. $20 gives you, the rest of the money you need for Call of Duty. And then after that, every year you're saving, you're ready to go as soon as the game drops.
Listen, you can look at the 7 months and be like, well, that doesn't cover it. Or you can look at the upside and be happy that they didn't tell you this a month before Call of Duty dropped.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have been worse.
It could have been way worse.
Don't get. Like, yeah, it's only 7 months. No, it's 7 months. It could have been 3. It could have been 2. It could have been 1. Right?
Yeah.
And these were just changes made that you weren't going to be able to change.
And just to be clear, like we have to like understand, like whatever Xbox does, we are in a perpetual state of seeing what's happening, right?
Mhm.
When something happens, we react to it, right?
Yes.
And if it makes sense, I mean, you guys have been watching us long enough. I've been telling y'all from the beginning, like if it makes sense to me, then it makes sense to me. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? The Call of Duty from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7, that didn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
So I stopped supporting that.
You said your piece, and you know,
That's it.
haven't spent ever since. It's funny because like when the show first started, there was a galloper in the chat talking about how you guys are excited to save $7, and like, motherfucker, we're always in good energy and happy. Like that's how you should live your freaking life.
Facts.
It's short. Don't spend your time worrying about bullshit. So if you watch our show, this is just who we are. And I can tell that my boy Game Shark has the same temper I do. He quick to jump in and say some shit. And then I'm right back to my fucking energy because you're not going to fuck up my day. Like, this is who we are. I don't give a fuck what people are crying about. I'm not here to match energy. I'm here to have mine. And I'm unbothered by anybody's bullshit. Understand that.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right. So Pharaoh, now let us know. What are you feeling about this whole thing?
I mean, I think there's a legitimate concern that other games could eventually not make it to Game Pass. I think that's something that you can work, but we got to remember what Call of Duty is. Call of Duty is, you know, by far the biggest game that drops on a year in, year out basis. You know, you'll have your one-off GTAs that, you know, drop once every 3 generations, I guess, or you'll have, you know, something that comes along every now and then that might supplant, you know, Call of Duty for what, maybe a couple months, but then the next Call of Duty comes out and it's number one again. Like, you know, Big Battlefield was supposed to take Call of Duty's lunch and didn't happen. Like, Call of Duty is a very big game. So it being pulled out of Game Pass, I think, is a very unique situation. We still are getting the rest of the ABK games day and date, and we gotta. I remember a couple months ago when the Game Pass hike was first announced, and we talked about it. It's like it was a fair price raise, you know, considering what was included. You know, you did have COD, now you don't have COD, and the price has been adjusted. And there was other conversations that we had because, you know, C Money and Doodle, we've talked about the possibility of Xbox, you know, pursuing other acquisitions and what that might look like for Game Pass. And I mean, I know that we've talked about the potential of, you know, maybe one day Game Passes, you know, $40 a month if they were to purchase a Ubisoft or a couple of Japanese publishers or something like that, where it just became so huge you were getting, you know, 100 games a year in there or something like that, outrageous, that the price will go higher. So I think people have to be realistic. You know, the more Xbox acquires, the more value they add to the service. Yes, the price is going to go up. They took some of the value out of it, but for the people who are already paying $30 a month that saw the value in the $30 a month, you're saving money on buying Call of Duty every year now. So it's ultimately a win-win, I think, for everyone. But I do think it's okay to question Xbox going forward and hope that this is the last time that something like this happens, that we don't see like an Elder Scrolls 6 or, you know, if Halo becomes big again or, you know, something like that taking place to where certain games don't make it in day and date. So I do think it's a fair question, but I think
okay, but it's a fair question. But what you just explained was that the likelihood of it coming to fruition is very unlikely. Like it's just very small percentage of a chance. So yes, can we play, you know, the fear mongering and the gloom and doom? And I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but the people who are trying to overdo it are doing this doom and gloom shit, where in reality, if you think about it, it's highly unlikely. And again, unlike the people who have pre-stacked their accounts for years, we're fluid, right?
Yeah.
So the moment that Xbox decides that, you know what, we're going to take these out, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, then we can react the same way I reacted when I had the Call of Duty situation happen and I stopped supporting, Black Ops 7. I don't spend any money on it. Right?
I think
that's what
the
will
bottom
happen.
line. I think, yes, it's fair to bring up the question, but to dramatically go down this rabbit hole, that's a whole other situation. The crying about the thought that maybe this could possibly happen and now we're all entertaining in a pit of fucking misery, that's fucking crazy to me. So yes, bringing up a question and having a conversation, that's obviously that's a normal freaking thing, but the idea of what they're trying to do, what the gallopers are trying to put out there, and then these pony bots are trying to entertain with the same energy, it's just off-putting.
Yeah, for real. Like, people really gotta think about this. Like, you got Ubisoft Classic and Fortnite Crew for $3. So basically what Xbox told you is that Ubisoft Plus and Fortnite Crew is only worth $3, but Call of Duty on a monthly basis is worth $7 by itself.
Yep. Exactly.
How many games are in Ubisoft Classic?
Whew.
And how big is Fortnite? And they're telling you that those two services combined are only worth $3.
$3.
But Call of Duty is worth $7 a month, all on its own. I mean,
and let's not forget that they're not making money off the deal, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking $3, but that's like with them eating good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see people trying to throw shade at Ubisoft, and Ubisoft, like the corporation.
Ubisoft catching straight.
All right, yeah, Ubisoft, the corporation, yeah, they deserve whatever they deserve. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I don't love myself a Ubisoft game. Okay, I understand. I know that it's not that big of a deal. But if you are somebody who haven't, yeah, exactly. Like you're
not gonna act like Ubisoft isn't like a top 5 publisher. Like,
I mean, they really Assassin's Creed is an amazing franchise. They make fucking good games. I know they created the open world formula that the world has copied and finessed. They're the reason. Okay, they're the ones who did it. All right, so let's stop hating on them. Okay.
Nobody likes Xbox. Nobody likes Ubisoft. Nobody likes EA.
Nothing no more. Like, goddamn. Shit. The fuck?
Like, how do y'all not like the biggest
good games? God damn it.
Somebody's buying these damn games.
Yeah, and you know what? You could talk shit about Ubisoft, but they still trying to do different shit. They're not always just doing the same thing, right? They keep trying to make different things to see what happens.
You gotta like have these motherfuckers tell you what they like and then sign a contract and shit.
Yeah, I know.
You can go back to, like, you can't get out of this one.
Is wild. Is wild. But yeah, that's really the thing though, right? Like, again, and I'm not saying that you can't have a concern or voice your concerns, right? The concern is, well, what if Microsoft if Asha sees how well we're responding to the reduced cost and the removal of COD, what else can they remove? But you're forgetting that she didn't just remove COD, she removed COD and cost. So are you anticipating that they're just going to continue to reduce games with no reduction in cost? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're not going to raise the price, but oh shit, it's done. And look,
if they're trying to burn down Game Pass, then yes, go ahead, start taking games out and don't give people any freaking reason to continue to sub. Right?
Asha's about to do some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde shit where she's like, oh yeah, look at everything good I'm doing. Haha, joke's on you, bitch. All my research led me to think that you guys don't want Elder Scrolls in Game Pass, so we're gonna take it out. Like, I just don't see it, yo. I don't see it. And look, if it were to happen, then we would have some crazy fucking smoke to throw. But it's just not realistic. I just can't live in that mindset. I can't see it. I can't see that road, right? Call of Duty, I was hopeful. I didn't want them to take it out because in my mind, I had no clue or no idea that they would take out Call of Duty and give us $7 off every month. I did $22.99 would not have been the price I would have thought that they were going to reduce the fucking cost of Ultimate 2. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it happening, right? So what I would say is, for me, let's not, pretend that it's a likelihood.
Oh my God, there's misinformation being spread about you, babe.
What I do?
Something about you being a Just Dance head.
Oh my God, that's wild. That's wild. That's really wild.
Booster seat now.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to let me bring Trey Bone into this because he has a fantastic point here. Okay, and I think this is a fantastic way to look at this. Okay, he says, I see Elder Scrolls helping Game Pass more than COD. Okay, that's a fantastic point to make, right? Because this is the thing. We have heard, again, everyone told us, why the fuck would COD players subscribe to Game Pass? Because if they only play COD, why are they going to subscribe to Game Pass to play COD? Right? What we've always heard was that it was just the people who wanted to play COD will buy the game. Okay. And he's 100% right, because COD players were not going to just migrate over. Now, what you had was normal players go into COD that weren't into COD, right? But let's not forget that COD is a monster without any of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. So Elder Scrolls 6 being in Game Pass day one is going to be a huge benefit for Game Pass. Theoretically, you would assume that compared to the two of them, Elder Scrolls is actually the thing that would get people excited to come subscribe, right? But again, for how long, right? A few months, or they're gonna stay? Like, I don't know how high, how high Game Pass is going to go, without a cadence of Elder Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? Like, this year, you're gonna get those bangers, right? We got Forza, Fable, Halo, Gears. Those are big games for this year, right? So like this year, Game Pass is going to go up, and people are going to keep it for this year for the most part, because the people who want to play those games are all in a similar bucket, right? Like, that will be something that's going to go. And I think Elder Scrolls is more likely to have that effect. But, what's going to come after that, we don't know. We're going to have to see. But at the end of the day, COD was never really a huge, Game Pass mover, as much as we all hoped and thought it would be. The reality is that people just play COD separately. I think Jez had said something that he had heard, or some sources told him, that one of the big problems was that most people were still playing COD purchased separately from Game Pass. And since the price of COD was in Game Pass, but people weren't playing it there as much, it threw off the numbers, and it changed the value proposition of Game Pass because of what it was, what was happening with Game Pass, what it called, some shit like that. So either way, at the end of the day, I think you're right. I think Elder Scrolls is a much stronger, proponent for Game Pass growth. Now, Broke Boy, you've been rocking, you haven't been talking too much. Okay,
I tried not to jump in.
That's okay, but you gotta jump in, bro. You gotta jump in. But
no, I was gonna let you. I'll let you guys jump. I was letting you guys venture your ways first.
Okay, so the question is for you, two things, because we didn't really get your bars completely on either of the scenarios. So number one, what are your feelings of Game Pass dropping down in price, removing COD in general? And then what do you feel about the ideas of what this can mean for other Xbox first party games?
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
Dropping the price, great. COD moving, I can understand some people being mad. Don't give a fuck. I bought it every year up until Black Ops 6 day one. So it does not hurt me one fucking bit. Yet Black Ops 7 I would never buy because I hate what they did to the campaign. I still play it occasionally on Game Pass, but I'm tired out of it already. So I'm glad they dropped the price. Like as you guys said, as long as they didn't just take it out and say, hey, but you're still paying $30.
Yep. Facts.
Let's see. There was the person, like I don't know who it was, saying, well, if I start now, I can't save the $70 from the savings to buy that. I'm sorry. If you can't save another $20, $30 in 7 fucking months, something else needs to be looked at.
I mean, there is time, right? Like there is time to kind of, you could square away a couple bucks every month until that time, you know, and then you'll
I mean, as far as people being upset, it's going to happen no matter what they do. Because I made the prediction earlier today. I saw the announcement. I said within 10, 15 minutes of that announcement, people are not going to care about the price decrease. Majority of them. What they are going to care about is removing COD.
Those are the ponies. Those are the ponies. Number one.
On the other side. I think I sent you when I sent that.
Yep. 100%.
And when you get to the, as Doodle kind of said, and I think both everybody else did, as far as, well, this is a slippery slope. Elder Scrolls 6 may not be in Game Pass. Elder Scrolls is what, a year and a half, 2 years out, most likely. You know when I worry about that? When they tell me it's not on Game Pass. Right now, it doesn't affect me whatsoever. And when they do tell me what it if it isn't, I'll reevaluate then. But like I said, like a lot of people, I'm stacked till May of 2028, so I'm good no matter what. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to cancel Game Pass on principle. They're still paid for.
Yeah, and you're still going to fuck yourself.
And so when I'm, you know, that's another thing. But I couldn't resist. You opened the door on that one.
That's wild.
But yeah, so when I stacked mine, I was already paying $17 or $18 freaking $20 a month. So I'm still not affected by either the Game Pass increase or decrease. I know, like I said, I mean, as far as I don't care. Like I said, I bought as I said, I bought Call of Duty all the way up into Black Ops 6 and 7. I didn't want. I buy it either way.
14 copies of South of Midnight that was in Game Pass. You bought like 14 copies of fucking Expedition 33.
I usually buy
Game Pass.
Call of Duty. I'll usually buy both on Xbox and PC, or I'm sorry, Xbox and PlayStation. This year I just bought on none because like I say, I like the multiplayer, but I don't like it enough to buy the game.
Yeah, I mean, and I think
there's still one more thing that people aren't really thinking about. What does Xbox do with their games if you're sub to Game Pass? A lot of times they discount them. So what they would say, oh yeah, by the way, Game Pass subs, you can get Call of Duty for $50 this year. Would they do it? Probably not, but that's always. But they usually give discounts for their first party games on Game Pass subs.
Yeah,
and then of course you're going to have the holidays anyway. Odds are they'll probably discount a little bit for the holidays too. So.
Yeah, I think ultimately,
it's your decision to make. If you don't like it, cancel it. Okay, fine.
Facts. And I just feel like if Asha were to come in as logical as she's been, right, as quick as she's been with everything, for her to go ahead and just turn around and make the decision, yeah, you know what? People were pissed about the price increase, but they won't be upset if we stop putting other first party games in Game Pass, right? Nobody's going to make a stink in that. You know what I'm saying? It's just so unlikely. You know what I'm saying? It's just so unlikely that I can't even entertain that idea.
And again, how many people, how often has Netflix raised their prices?
I have so many prices.
And when they raise prices, what do? They give you a couple more movies, but you're still really paying for the same stuff over and over again.
Facts.
As I said, my super
Game
chat
Adaptation Newscast has some great bars here. Ultimately, it didn't change anything at all. Just pretend it's 2 years ago before COD was there. Fact. Right?
I mean,
Fact.
we act like ABK doesn't have all these other games though. Like,
I know Diablo.
yeah,
we got that.
Oh, the older CODs. I'm still waiting on.
Which they've been trickling out, right?
Yeah, they've been trickling older CODs. We've heard that they've been getting licenses for some other games. You know, I mean, ABK is huge. So you got the Crash Bandicoot games now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, it's not like ABK was just COD. I mean, it is their biggest game, but you have the Blizzard games. Looking like we're going to be seeing more of those eventually. Yeah.
So sooner or later, hopefully,
we got that new studio, Elsewhere Entertainment, like Fillmore Pockets just said.
Yeah.
And hopefully, somewhere down the line, they'll actually finally find a way to put WoW on console.
Yeah, WoW on console would be huge.
And we say, oh, by the way, we're still going to be $23, but we're going to give you a WoW sub too.
And apparently, they're doing something with StarCraft. So
yeah, but it's no matter what you do, there's always going to be people bitching about it, and there'll be people liking it. I'm on the middle road. I don't care. I see the polls up. Are you unsubbing because they pulled it, or are you still going to buy CODs? Like, I'm in the don't care category. Add that to the poll.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, that poll is going strong. Is at 72% calling this a W with no, so that's fucking phenomenal. 9% are calling it an L, and then 14% are calling it a W, but they're skeptical, and then only 5% don't give a fuck. So, I think.
And the other thing you might have to look at is, okay, yeah, they dropped it to 23 now, but what happens in 6 months? Do they raise it again? I mean, we don't know until the plan is the plan until you change the plan.
Exactly. All right. So, any more on this before we move on to the next topic? Oh, you know what? It's not the. Hold on. There is one wrinkle I wanted to add to this. Hold on, let me bring this here, which allows me to bring this here. Okay. So if we do this, Jez just had another conversation going on. I guess there's a new Windows Central article. Let's see if that new Windows Central article. Okay, so let me go to this because there's in here there is something that he brings up that I wonder what you guys think about this. It says Xbox Game Pass price gets a massive price cut. Here's the details and the fate of Call of Duty for 2026. I don't want to read all this shit because we already did it. Hold on. There was I just want to see if he gets to like that statement. Let's see, mod. Microsoft has included services. Okay, so all right, so we'll go here. He says, sources tell me that when Xbox Game Pass cannibalizes retail sales of first-party games, Microsoft uses a weighted formula to charge Xbox Game Pass profits back to the affected studio's budget. Microsoft needs a flywheel of content in Xbox Game Pass to prevent an offset subscription churn, i.e. people unsubscribing. So if Call of Duty vacuums up a disproportionate amount of Xbox Game Pass's budget due to cannibalization, then there's less money on the table for new games month over month. So when you guys hear that, does that check out? Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Yeah.
I didn't get everything.
Basically just saying that when the Xbox Game Pass takes away the sales of the retail, games that they drop for first party games,
Mhm.
they use a formula to charge Xbox Game Pass profits back to the affected studio's
Yeah.
budget. So if the studio has a budget of, I don't know, 20 million, 30 million,
Yep.
whatever the case, and then the game doesn't sell that much
Mhm.
because Game Pass players are predominantly playing it, they go ahead and they say, okay, well, how much money did Game Pass make? We're going to take that money, boom, and because this amount of players were playing it, we're going to give that money back to the studio, right?
Yeah.
But when Call of Duty fucks up,
Yep.
it takes all the budget.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So basically,
That's the-
if Call of Duty does that, then it makes it so that it's hard for them to reinvest and get new games out.
Exactly, because we're talking about, games coming out 4 or 5 years out, right? And there's a big difference versus Call of Duty comes out once a year. They need to pump this game out. A lot goes into it. A lot of money goes into it. So they need that wheel going. Taking that out, it does allow for more when it comes to Game Pass. Also, and it's funny because someone had brought it up in the chat, like acquisitions, like maybe she's going to bring new things in. We don't know, right? So
Yes.
it leaves a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to making even third-party deals, right? We know that they work very hard on that. So this money has to get distributed out. And when you think about it, it's not pocket change, right? We think about the subscribers, how much it costs. And again, we're talking about games that, unlike Call of Duty, do not get pumped out once a year. So the money gets stretched out much more than with COD in there. Look at, they were able to not reimburse, but like they were able to cut out not just what the game costs, then just a bit more as well. And they're still okay with that, right? So they're not putting themselves in a situation where they're missing out or losing. So it was taking a big chunk. Again, you can go ahead and just buy the game if you choose to do so. But it's something that can potentially put Game Pass in a difficult situation. So this is not just addressing the people that were upset about the $29.99 and the price hike of 50%. This is also kind of making sure that Game Pass is becoming more and more future proof. If you're looking at something that can potentially weigh it down, nip it in the butt before it becomes a problem. And I think that has been her energy with everything, right? And everyone. You have a problem with Xbox, you have shit to say, why don't we sit down and talk someday? I would love to have a chat with you, right? What is your problem? Why? Head on. And that's what she's doing. That's why she keeps saying, I hear you, right? And she's looking into things to find resolutions before they become a big problem.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, that's the smart thing for her to do. And the
Absolutely.
beauty is that when it comes to games, there's really only one game that creates that problem for them, and it's COD. Like, for instance, Minecraft. That's in there, right? It's still one of the most played games every year, makes a shit ton of money. But you and I just recently sat down.
A shit ton of money from us.
Yeah, so you and I just recently sat down because the kids, what is it they saw? They saw Bluey.
Yeah, and
right?
I told them about it.
Bluey was gonna go into Minecraft. So, or Bluey was in Minecraft, whatever. You just found out.
It dropped on that day or something.
So you went ahead and told me, and we were like, okay. So I hopped in, and I was like, okay, let's buy them Bluey. But then as we were in there, turns out they have Disney, Magic Kingdom, they recreated the Magic Kingdom theme park in there.
Yep.
And
you can have the autograph books and go to the characters and have them sign it for you.
And the kids, they were so pumped to do that. So they did that. They had Universal, and you could ride these rides. Like, every ride in that park is recreated in Minecraft, and these kids can just do these rides. So they did that. They had the Universal, and then the new thing, I don't know if you guys are aware of the new thing for these young kids out in these streets, but it's was it Poppy Play?
Yes.
It's like a scary game
Like, yeah.
for kids. like our son be like, oh, I don't want to look, but can I play? You know, like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not grown up scary, but it's like kid scary, but it's still scary. Well, Minecraft has that thing in it where they turn.
Of that.
It's an add-on that turns the world of Minecraft into Poppy Plaything or whatever it is. So we spent
Jurassic World.
dude, we spent
so
60
much.
I spent like $65 or some shit.
In like seconds.
You could have bought COD.
Like 3 seconds. In just a few of these packs, right? And it's like that game is in Game Pass, but there's always something new to spend money on. There's countless things. I mean, the list of shit in there is crazy. I bought shit that I never even played. I bought the Ninja Turtle pack.
Yep.
SpongeBob they came out with. They got that too. So the point is, right, is that like that's in Game Pass, but that's always having something to buy.
Yes, baby. Poppy's Playtime.
And they don't rely on a yearly, like, hey, buy my new game. Call of Duty is massive every single year, right? And that's a difficult thing to keep up with. And frankly, it's not our problem. And again, I would be pissed if they just took it out, but they literally gave me the money to buy it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't be mad at that. They're giving me the money.
I think she's very smart, and I think she knew exactly what she was doing, where she kind of made it problem free, and somehow people are still having a problem. She's literally saying, and please guys, stop showing her how unreasonable you could be, because she's literally kind of like crossing any issues that can come up from it. Okay, we're taking out COD, but they're getting $84 that they're not going to be spending on Game Pass. The Game Pass price is lower, so it's your option to buy it or not. So you can keep your money or spend it on the game. And it's like, she must have thought, like, what can they possibly complain about here? Well, you just wait and see. And I think we're in a situation where, and it's just, again, I can't stress enough to like use logic and look at the money that's coming in. The game is what, $70, and you're getting back $84 that you're not spending on Game Pass. The price of Game Pass dropped, and it's like, let's like also not show her crazy, right? Because if she's doing things that make sense, let's get those emotions under check, and let's not show her that whatever she does is never going to be good enough, because this is where you wear people out. And I promise you, if there was a situation where there was something to complain about, then there's complaining to do. And that's why I understand a little bit with the people that thought they were set and that Call of Duty was going to be in there for 2, 3, 4, I don't know how long, 3 years is the max, I believe. So if you thought that, then damn, that sucks. But also the relief is in the idea that you pay less than anybody paying for Game Pass at $19.99 or $29.99. And that should be enough for you to feel a little bit better about a situation that you can't necessarily control, because you took a chance yourself, and you should know that you took a risk. But with that said, like, when there's shit to bitch about and complain about, and if they took Call of Duty out and somehow we're just saving $1, maybe $2, or the price was still $29.99, then we have a problem. There's no problem detected. So don't show her crazy.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I agree. 100%. That's just that's the part that people don't understand. Like, just relax. She did something pretty big, dog, and you're concerned about the future. It's like, okay, cool, but that doesn't matter right now. When the future comes, you can deal with it, right?
Wait, real quick, I want to go to our boy Ryar.
Ryar in the building.
What's up,
homie?
fam? Thank you for rocking out. He says, I hope she doesn't listen to the pony bots. They're trying to sabotage her. See, that's the thin line where you're kind of trying to fix the issues, but there's a lot of hate, even within, deep within the Xbox community, that there's like this question mark over your head where you're like, are you really into Xbox, or Are you just undercover? Like, what's happening here?
Facts.
So let's not, and also she's bringing back Summer Game Fest. Like, let's not make it to the point where she don't want to be around the community.
And I mean, the good news is that I think there's plenty of people who are really excited for this. Again, when you look at I mean, we're talking about this, right? But when you look at the chat, 70%, technically 84% of the people who are in here right now think this is a W move.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like, at the end of the day, and even I think I don't give a fuck people are not necessarily against it. They're just like, it doesn't bother them. So if you're really looking at it, it's 90% of the people who think that this is a win or not a bad thing. And it's 10% who think it's an L, right?
Well, listen, our people, and like, they're pretty reasonable. And even when there's something I haven't seen, at least, any of you guys running around Twitter kicking and screaming and crying.
Not too much, no.
Yeah,
but the last time we did this stuff, we were at 50%.
Yeah.
Split. So like 50% of the people didn't agree with what we were saying.
Yeah.
On the show on Friday or Saturday. Whereas, now you're talking literally only 10% of the people have a problem.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. It's a big difference. That being said, this is the last bit that I wanted to kind of get to. He says, to that end, Microsoft sources tell me that the longer term goal for Xbox, which, to be fair, she said this herself.
Yep.
So this is not really, somebody's digging deeper with him, but she already made that announcement to everybody. That Game Pass is going to make it more flexible. A sort of pick your own plan formula for Xbox Game Pass is on the cards. Essentially, where users can effectively decide what packages of content they want to see as part of their plan. Microsoft has leaked Duet and Triton code names for Xbox Game Pass via its backend APIs recently, suggesting that packages of services are in the plan's future. Don't want Xbox Cloud Gaming? Remove it and lower the price. No need for Fortnite Crew? Ditch it and add day one Xbox games. Perhaps you can roll in World of Warcraft or Minecraft Realm subscriptions instead, or even other benefits like Netflix per rumors, or the long-awaited Xbox Game Pass family. Okay, so that's the little part there that I want to get into.
If you can give me the version of Netflix that I pay for a cheaper price, that will be great.
It's not going to be, sadly, because we pay for all the extra
It's
shit.
ridiculous.
It's crazy, but
I feel like we get a message from Netflix
every
on a
fucking
daily.
time.
Like, yo, what's up? New
Dude,
pricing.
Everything.
By the way, I just want to bring up real quick that I did earlier today or this evening did get the email about the updates to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So I don't know if you guys have gotten the email yet. But yeah, they're sending them out.
Yeah, so they're letting everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. This is a weird scenario in my mind for these packages, right? Because like at that point, then all of a sudden you're putting like this price tag on each thing individually, right? Like we just saw Fortnite Crew was added for fucking $2 and Ubisoft is $1, pretty much. That's the way I gotta imagine it, right? Or maybe the other way around. Like they're not gonna be like, hey, take out Fortnite Crew and it saves you $6.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
I think the problem with that situation, would become that it would be that now we're looking at dancing around a situation where now we're only looking at COD, and obviously they're giving you your money for it. But when you start being that selective, it's easier to sneak in money where we as the consumer will end up with less for our buck. So
Agreed.
It's essentially
save
a situation,
money.
Exactly. Essentially a situation where you won't have access to as much as you do now. Because if they tell you select X amount of first party games to put into your ultimate, now we're looking at select, right? Meaning some may not be there, right? So I think that's a messy situation.
I think it's just different. Yeah, and I agree with you because I think it's just difficult to be like, all right, like it's different if you're just going to be like, hey, we're introducing a cloud tier for $5. Okay. That will be something that people will come in and be like, okay, I only use the cloud. And that's not to get Game Pass. That's not to get the games. That's just so that you can have access to cloud without subscribing to a Game Pass tier, right? So the cheapest Game Pass tier is $9.99. If you pay $9.99 right now, you get cloud. So Xbox Play Anywhere, you get all that shit, plus any game that's in your Game Pass that's also available via cloud, you can play. So if you want to do a $5, like, hey, just come in for cloud gaming, sure. I think once you start like fucking doing this shit, like you're at a menu and you're just clicking shit to add, that's where you end up fucking spending more money.
Yep. That would be a dream situation for them.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, we're at $23 for Ultimate, but $23 for Ultimate, that's also going to give us Netflix. Do you know what I'm saying? That's also going to give us some other shit that they're adding up in there. Like, I don't see that. I mean, I don't know. That seems like it's very complicated. I think that's a very difficult.
Like, you know what? Take
thing.
Epic and let me get that Netflix real quick. Like,
yeah, I like what? Like, I don't think that's how you balance this shit. Because number one, those are deals that they're making, right? Like, and when they make deals with,
made upon the idea of how you're gonna work that out, not having people make the choice of taking and moving. Meaning, when you make a deal somewhere, you're like, okay, this is how I'm going to make this money back. This is how this is going to play out.
Yeah,
and when
exactly.
you do it where you having people select, now it's out of your control.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to charge people more money for a la carte.
Exactly.
And be like, yeah, but technically you could build a cheaper Game Pass. You just want all this extra shit, right? Like,
right?
And then I think it also is going to create like some problems in the studios, because are all the publishers going to be charged priced at the same rate? Like,
that as well,
Xbox Game Studios going to be worth more than Bethesda or ZeniMax, I should say, or to get it's like now.
How about the ones that don't get picked? Are those getting closed down?
Yeah, so I think it creates a weird type of thing that I think they would kind of want to avoid. I would hope they'd want to avoid.
Yeah, I don't like, if you were worried about like things getting left out of Game Pass or like your subscription, I think this is the way to be worried. Because I think that in this scenario, all of a sudden, all these things start adding up to bigger prices. Like, they're not going to give you the bundle deal off, right? Like, like, when you go to a place and they say, hey, if you're going to go buy, lumber or some shit, like, you pay regular price a la carte until a certain amount, right? And when you pay a certain amount, it's like, oh shit, okay, everything becomes cheaper, right? And then you do even more, it becomes cheaper, right? That's what the deals that Epic and Ubisoft signed with Microsoft. It's like, okay, you have how many subscribers? Okay, so with this many subscribers, this is how much it's going to cost
exactly
for us to have. You're going to allow Fortnite Crew, because we're going to, even though we're only making $1 on this deal, we're making $1 of 15 million people every month. So we're making an extra 15 mil every month versus people who were not going to do that in their mind, right? Obviously, they know there's a certain amount that are going to have it and lose it because they're going into the Game Pass. But, these are where the deals are made. So, like, it would be naive to believe that all these little deals are just going to literally minus out for the actual cost. Like, they're not. Like, if they're now all of a sudden outside of the main tiers, you're going to have to pay more for these items. I just don't think it's feasible. I think you have an Ultimate. I think you have a super low entry, like a $5 entry for cloud only. And then it's really just premium and the $10 one that you can really fuck with. Maybe instead of saying, oh, it's a la carte, instead, if you have premium members who is really not like their big push, right? That here you can sub out one thing for another, right? Not just add countless shit, but like sub this out for that. Maybe.
Can we take out the broccoli for the filet mignon, please?
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it sounds very
Look at that
ponyish.
lobster and take the green beans out, please.
What were you? That's funny. What were you saying, bro?
So it sounds very ponyish. I'm only going to support the devs that I like.
Yeah,
Yes.
Support
yeah.
the support the devs Game Pass package.
Yeah, the power is only in the bundle, right?
Yeah.
Like that's where all the money sits. The money sits in the bundle. You need the bundle to make it worthwhile. And basically any other version of this is going to be I mean it's literally going to just be more expensive versions of the shit you already have. Or I mean, like there becomes a certain point where you got to start questioning how much of these motherfuckers are going to eat.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like how much are they going to be willing to be like, sure, we'll give it to you for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how many games you're going to pay for us outside of the service, right? So like I wouldn't get too excited to think that you're going to be, you know, hey, I'm not going to pay $15. I'm going to pay $12 because I dropped this stupid shit that I didn't need. Like I don't think that's how it's going to work. I just don't think so.
By the way, I want to bring this up that we actually didn't necessarily talk about, but Rey Tito says through the spring sale, Black Ops 7 was discounted to $40. $40.
Well, see, you wait 6 months and it already drops. That way you make it even more money.
But that's the thing, right?
Look, let's be clear. If they went ahead and you looked at how much you can save by not having FOMO and just wait a little while, it'll definitely cover it for no problem. Amit says, well, they just did it for COD so that they could do it if they want. No, they can't, man. COD has actual value all by itself. Everything else is the bundle of it. Right, it's a bundle. You literally just saw that
You're
you got
gonna end up like owing them stupid money.
Let's just be clear. If we're gonna call a spade, right?
Like Game Pass is a deal. You're going down to the freaking negatives if you start.
Check it out, babe. All right, check it out. Listen to this. They literally, and we could be upset about it if we want, or we could just accept what life is and just move forward. But we all have been overpaying for Call of Duty.
Yeah, seriously.
Because we've been all paying $84.
And that's
these
just
last
what they
two Call of Duties
back, by the way.
Yeah, plus we paid $30 for the fucking extra bonus.
Yep.
So we all have been paying $84
seriously.
for a $70 game. Okay, so if we want to just call a spade, they have been overcharging us for Call of Duty. Okay, they made it right now by getting rid of it. But that's
the $84 plus the $30, $114.
Yeah, that's what they were getting from people.
And again, that was the where they were okay doing, right? Who knows?
It kind of is what it is.
It
right?
is what it
that's
is.
Just the reality. And it's, they obviously use Call of Duty as a vessel to, get that more money. But, it's like, it's just the reality of what this business is, right? They have to make the moves. They have to do the things. Amit's making it clear that they haven't even fucking gone a whole year at this $30 price yet.
They haven't.
So look at that. So, I mean, they've already kind of recouped well, not them, but us. Like we're going to be getting it cut off much sooner. So just kind of is what it is, man. All right. Any more on this before we move on? Because we have a nice fun little topic.
Let's go.
Anything else on it? Everybody's good? All right. Let me go here. Hold on. Where did that go? Just had that shit. Oh, okay. Hold on. Here it is. All right. So let me take this chapter. All right, got it. Okay. All right, so obviously you guys know that there are some ponies out in these streets who just continuously want to, spread misinformation or at least try to frame things to look.
What? No, they don't do
bad.
that.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I've never seen a person do that in my life. Oh, wait. I do that.
So
no, I don't. Wait, no.
It's something that happens on a constant basis. And one of the things that everybody's been trying to downplay for the longest amount of time is the new console, right? Project Helix. They all want to talk about Project Helix. It's a PC. It's not a console. It's not this. It's not real. It's not Xbox. All the bullshit. It's ridiculous. But there was a new kind of leak that came out. And one thing I will say is I love when Xbox comes out and slaps somebody up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nicely, but basically just slaps them up and tell them what it is.
Yeah,
right?
I love that shit.
So I'm going to go ahead, bring up everyone's favorite pony. I don't know if he's our favorite, but he's definitely a prominent pony.
He blocked me.
So that's Nib, right? So Nib, he's the guy who likes to write crazy long things, but this was not long. Okay, so he wrote, prominent leaker Kepler L2 has dropped an eyebrow raiser in a response to someone asking about the Xbox Helix next gen console PC chip. He says it won't be sold directly to consumers, but you will be able to buy an Asus, MSI, etc. Helix machine. Whether he means there will be third-party branded machines using the same chip as Helix in addition to Helix itself, or if Helix itself will be made by third parties, I'm not sure. I hope he's not implying Helix will be a third-party made machine like Asus ROG X Ally. Either way, potentially disappointing and or pointing to a machine that might be less custom and console specific than past console releases. Okay, so if you just think about what he just said, okay, he pretty much in words, not tone, in words, he said that, hey, there may be a chance based off this other thing that that you would be able, like the quote he has is that you'll be able to buy a Helix machine, so Project Helix machine that's made by other people, right? Which we all have talked about here, saying that we are 100% not only believe that, like know that to be true, believe that to be true, right? We believe that that is in fact what's going to happen, right? There will be other companies who are making their own Xboxes, right? We've said that.
We even talked about PlayStation just slapping out
why
the
not PlayStation make an Xbox, right? That'll be their way around it. So we already believe that and know that, right? But when he talks about it, that the quote he has doesn't say anything about not being made by Xbox. He's just throwing that out there to create FUD, right? Mm-hmm. He wants people to question and be concerned. And he just that's what he's doing here, right? He knows that that's the case. He just wants people to freak out or to doubt what Xbox has going on. And then, he adds the picture. This is the Kepler dude. Says, after some months or years, I'm particularly sure it will be available on other machines. And then Kepler says it won't be sold directly to consumers, but you will be able to buy an Asus and blah, blah, blah machine. Okay, cool. And then I guess somebody says, so you think AMD will sell this Helix chip to consumers after some months or years? Oh, okay. So this was the first one. Somebody asked this other guy, is somebody going to sell, if AMD is going to sell the Helix chip to consumers? And then he answered, after some months or year, he's sure it'll be available. And then that's where Kepler comes in and says, nope, you can't buy it as a consumer, but other companies will be making a Helix.
Yep.
Okay. Again, something that we've been saying here forever, right? It's actually exciting for us.
Yep.
Right. For me particularly, I can't wait. I want to be playing my new Helix. Like, oh man, this is dope. And then next year they're like, hey, guess what? We got an even powerful one. What? Trade that shit in, go get the next one. I'm ready. Like, keep me going, bro. Give me a new one every year. I'll be a happy camper. The same way I buy phones, bro, every year. So obviously I'm a very particular type person. But the point is that not only like I'm excited for that idea. That being said, again, the problem here is not the idea of that. The problem is that he is trying to paint this as a negative. It either way is potentially disappointing. So like, let's be disappointed is what he wants us to do. So our boy, Jason Ronald, you know him well. Okay. Jason Ronald, he's the head of Next Generation. Okay. He says Project Helix will be available as a first-party Xbox console. So this is the thing. For me, this is a tale of two sides.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he answered Nib, who said, I wonder if he means that it's going to be, other people are just going to offer it, or are the only people making a Project Helix these other companies. Okay. And Jason Ronald answered that clearly and succinctly. Is done. Project Helix will be available as a first-party Xbox console, meaning Xbox is designing a first-party console box that is made by Xbox, that's made by Microsoft, that you can buy. What Jason Ronald is also saying, when I read that very clearly, is that if you say will be available as a first-party Xbox console, he's also saying it will be available as a third-party Xbox console.
Mm-hmm.
So on one hand, he's stopping the doom and gloom about Xbox is not making a console, right? They are making it. It's theirs 150%. On the other hand, he, in my mind, when I read this as a confirmation that Xbox will 100% have other, computer builders, right? Other builders going ahead and making their own Xboxes. Okay. I 100 believe that to be true now, especially since how he framed it. It's just, that's what it is. It's 100% going to be something that other companies will be making. We talked about this for a long time because that is how you own the market, right? If you have every company out there going ahead and pimping your Xbox brand, the Asus Xbox, the MSI Xbox.
That's what they did with the handhelds.
Exactly. Well, the difference is they started with the handheld with third party, and then we know that they're working on a first party handheld, but they're not there yet. Whereas this sounds like you may, at time of purchase, it may be possible that when Helix releases, that it releases alongside other manufacturers also releasing a Helix. That's what that sounds
pretty big dog
to me. Baby, what do you think about that?
That's pretty freaking big dog. We've talked about them as publishers, right? When it comes to the games, but now they're branching out. I don't see the negative.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%. Farrell, what do you think, bud?
I like it and I don't like it at the same time.
Okay.
And my dislike comes from just like, if you're gonna release it to other manufacturers, why can't I just build my own PC with the Helix chip? Like, even if you sold me a motherboard with the Helix chip already installed to it, like, why can't I just build my own? So I think that's kind of like my only dislike about it. But I mean, I would love to have an Asus Xbox. I would love to be able to, if MSI or Asus or one of these other computer manufacturers, I would love not to be beholden to AMD for the GPU. Like, if I want to go NVIDIA and use.
Bro, if Nvidia, oh my god, I would fucking cry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
Man.
these other manufacturers are gonna make these devices and they are more PC like from the other manufacturers, to where you can kind of, they're a little bit more modular. You can swap out, GPU, like with the handheld, you can use a eGPU dock and use whatever type of GPU you like. If you want to use an AMD GPU on your ROG Ally, you could do that. If you want to use an NVIDIA one, you could do that. So I would assume that type of ability would transfer to these third-party devices, even if it's a eGPU situation. I would still like to have that as an option.
So you want to be able to custom build your own. That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, I would like to be able to custom build my own from scratch, but even if I can't, if I could still choose an NVIDIA build or AMD build when it comes to the third-party OEM manufacturers, I would love that option.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think one necessarily stops another. I think it would be premature to like release it right off the rip to consumers to go ahead and be like, hey, here you go, when they're trying to sell.
It seems
they
like
want to sell
something-
consoles first. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that can potentially eventually happen, right?
Yeah, but I
the
think
way that they're moving forward, kind of just listen. We talked about them wanting to kind of just dominate the gaming industry, and they've already got the games part of that figured out, the software, right? And it seems like they're moving in with the hardware now. So
Nib's
I
post
don't think they're stopping. Who knows? That can be the next part.
Yeah, I think if they made the Helix chip available to consumers, I think it would actually help grow the Xbox brand, because you get the whole PC building community in there. They're posting YouTube videos of, I'm building this PC, I'm using the Helix chip now. And what does the Helix chip do? It allows you to access backwards compatible games, which means that now everyone who's buying that Helix chip are going to be people that are going to be going to the Xbox store to actually purchase these backwards compatible games, or they're just coming back to the ecosystem because they left for whatever reason, and now they got the Helix chip. They have a reason to come back. It's like the chip is actually a gateway to bring a lot of people back to the community that maybe weren't a part of it, or were just never a part of it to begin with.
This is an Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where it starts. That's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts with the fact that if these other companies are in fact going to be making their version of an Xbox, that's the gateway to what you're talking about, right? Where people who wouldn't typically buy an Xbox are now saying, oh, Asus made this and it has, an NVIDIA card, or it has this and it has this and it has this upgrade that I want. I mean, I think that's where they reach out to everyone else. I think that's their play for the broader landscape of gamers, whereas Xbox, the console, is going to be for predominantly console gamers, right? Like everybody in here, and a lot of the guys who might switch over from PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever, they want to get into the Xbox ecosystem because of the way that it's done now. I mean, it's gonna be pretty compelling when Xbox can now play Nintendo games at 4K,
right,
60 FPS through emulation, versus the Switch people who are stuck with their shit, right? So I think that's a smart way of doing it. I think the Xbox console is going to be the one, and I mean, I would think and I would imagine that that's going to probably be the one that you get your the biggest bang for your buck. They're going to do the most. Now, again, I'm just assuming this, right? But it could very much be that the console comes out by itself, and then in the year or over time, they start allowing.
It evolves into that. I mean, let's not forget, when I said it as a joke, this is an Xbox, but this Project Helix didn't start after Phil retired, right? So we have to remember that a lot of the box has the mentality of Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, right? So that's what we're going to be seeing. And so that was a part of their plan, right? To go ahead and I remember Phil talking about how he wished that, they can have a console where you can just, instead of needing a whole new box, you just kind of do an upgrade like a PC, right? And have it be that seamless so that you're not starting off from scratch right away, and that you can upgrade what you want to upgrade. So that mentality was there when this tech was being created. And Sarah was very verbal about the technological leap that they'll be taking with
100%.
With the new box. So that the desire and the ambition was there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Broke Boy, what do you think about, the fact that Jason Ronald confirms that Xbox will in fact be releasing a first-party Project Helix console? Definitively, there's no more wiggle room, no bullshit. No, it's just this. Nope. It's a first-party console. Now, does that mean that other manufacturers won't be able to make their own version of that console? No, I think that's clear that can and will most likely happen. When is a whole different story. What do you feel about that scenario?
Well, first question. It looked like Nib's post was community noted. I wonder what it said.
Well, it just said that Jason Ronald already
Confirmed it.
Said that it's not, that it's a first party console.
As you were saying, like I said, adding other manufacturers, which can bring you to the build wars. We're going to build this one. It's going to be this price. We're going to build this one. It's going to be this price. Have a pricing war, and so you can pick which one fits your budget. And I also agree with what Pharaoh said. I mean, if you could actually make that to consumers, imagine all the quote unquote influencer PC builders that you see on YouTube building using those things. And somebody sees them doing that, and they say, "What is that? What is that chip? I don't know what that chip is." So we can play Xbox games. What? I can play Xbox games on my PC? Yep. All of them? Yep. Well, almost all of them. But I can say, again, it's one of those. Will it hinder console sales? Oh well, who cares? As long as I'm not losing anything, and that has always been my statement. If I'm not losing anything, I don't really care. Because even if they don't sell consoles, they're still selling the games. If they're selling the games, they're still going to make something to play the games on.
Well, they're also going to profit off of selling the chips now to these third-party manufacturers. So, as long as they're,
you imagine somebody get a Helix chip with a damn 5090 GPU on it?
I think that kind of makes me wonder, do they end up flirting that line that PlayStation does with shipped? Because once it's sold, it's sold. So
it's not shipped to them. To them, it's sold.
Yeah, because
when a third party buys it, it's sold.
Yeah. It's sold at the stores. But yeah, that would be interesting. So, Xbox sold 3.7 million chips last month. What? Those aren't consoles. It could be.
I mean, it does kind of bring out the conversation where Xbox becomes more like Windows, in the sense that, just having the group of people selling your shit. And then the question then becomes, when you're selling that, are these legitimate like consoles? You know what I'm saying? Like, are these third parties going to, create them as Microsoft is creating it, just with its own spec, and they're, still, relatively closed boxes, in the sense that you're not going to literally open it up, swap a fucking to the next GPU, and not, and still load in like an Xbox into that front end and just do the side shit. Because if that's also the case, they're now creating an entire different segment for themselves outside of the Windows segment, which frankly, is going to be attractive to the people who make the PCs for Windows, right? Like people who make Windows PC are going to jump at this because it's a new thing that they can promote, new thing that they can be hyped about. And, especially, I would say, especially these gamer focused brands, right? Like not necessarily like your Dell, but like Alienware, right? Asus, right? MSI, these brands that are, focused on gamers.
Yeah.
Imagine now being able to market a box that literally is for gamers, right? Like it's gaming first.
And I think another fair question to ask about this Helix chip is, I mean, we're talking about like really primarily what we know about the Helix chip is that it allows you to play backwards compatible games.
Facts.
So how many, like, does this Helix chip, we're talking about these other manufacturers, does it only extend to them making consoles or hybrid PCs? Who's to say that these can't go into tablets or laptops, other devices that Asus makes that has, different form factors, or MSI makes. There could be Xbox laptop, Xbox Helix laptop, that people can jump in and kind of do their thing. And I think that's kind of, going to be interesting to see, like, are these third-party manufacturers making devices that compete directly with the first-party device, or are they making complementary devices, to what the Xbox, what the next Xbox is going to be? Because the Helix is just a chip that we know about, but like what these devices that these other manufacturers are making, maybe they aren't even consoles.
So I thought Magnus was the chip.
Magnus. Yeah, the Magnus chip.
Magnus is the chip. Helix is the box.
Because we're talking about the chip being sold to the other manufacturers.
Is Magnus going to be available to other manufacturers to make their own Xbox? And then obviously, again, God bless you, my love. Obviously, again, the question becomes whether, God bless you again, what other mandates is going to be required for that chip, right? Is there a minimum power level that they're saying, hey, like you have to be able to make it, like the Series S is the lowest power level, or is it the fucking Xbox handheld or whatever it is, considering that I would imagine that whatever is using that chip will also have to have that NPU or whatever, right? So the thing that's in the ROG Ally X, is it possible to just take a lower powered version and still put that chip in there and get everything that you need out of it? I mean, we don't really know.
There isn't a single tablet that's on the modern tablet on the market that can't play original Xbox or 3 that isn't powerful enough to play those games. So that's what I'm saying.
So are you saying that people going to kind of sidestep the idea of, hey, here's our Project Helix, and instead come out with a device that's like, hey, if you buy this tablet, you can have access to all these old games running natively on your tablet, right? Not the newest games, but everything from 360 and
some forward games too. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it's plausible.
It's a possibility. I mean, there's a market for anything that people are willing to pay money for. So it just depends on what people are willing to do. But it does open the possibility, right? It opens it up. But I'd say the biggest thing though, and I guess the nicest thing about this is that knowing that Xbox itself is focused on the console, right? The chip, is going to be wherever it's going to be. Console gamers are locked, right? They don't have to think about anything. They don't have to think about PCs. They don't have to think about any of this extra stuff because they are going to get exactly what they want, which is an Xbox console that they could purchase and put into their, entertainment cabinet. Everything else, it's just sky's the limit, right? Like the fucking Xbox can make a deal with car manufacturers and hey, passenger screen or the backseat screens, they can get a fucking chip in there and we can go ahead and put it in the car and kids can play shit that is not as crazy.
What happens if they decide, oh, but yeah, we're going to have you say, you've got a PC. Well, guess what? you got the Windows OS. Now we're going to give you an Xbox OS. Install what you want on it, like a Steam
Well,
OS.
theoretically, that's where I think that they're ultimately going to try to go, right? Because they're not just. I don't believe
Right now
that
it's just an
they're doing this
update to
stuff
the current
in
operating
seclusion.
system. Make a strict Xbox OS operating system.
Yeah, because I still think they're going to want to reach all the people who already have, right? Who
Yeah.
already have the PCs, right? They don't want people to have to go buy a new PC to be able to use the stuff. So I do think they will be doing some type of software, you know, version of this shit. I mean, obviously people can already stream it, but if they can create some type of software, you know, emulation that you can just download or use, right? I think that would
have a like a Xbox virtual console on a PC, which would kind of be what Helix is, I guess, but where you can basically mirror a Xbox OS on your console or on your PC, as in the console OS, not just a PC OS that has console capabilities, but an actual console operating system.
Yeah. I mean, that's these are the things, right? It's just going to depend on how far down the rabbit hole they go and whether they're going to want to do this when they first drop this box, or if it's going to be console first and then.
Well, I think we kind of discussed that. I think we kind of discussed that before. It would not behoove Xbox to release their own console in conjunction with other options. Give them a
maybe
6 months to a year head start or something.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe they don't care because they're making money off of every box, regardless of what's sold, right? So it just depends. I guess we'll find out, but it is a great confirmation from Jason Ronald to go ahead and say, hey, this is happening. We're making a first-party console. Stop the doom and gloom. Stop the bullshit. Xbox is making a first-party console.
Which could bring up the next thing. That okay, Project Helix is the console with the Magnus chip. And that's what he specifically said. Yes, Project Helix is our console with the chip. If we sell Magnus chip to MSI, that's no longer a Helix. That's the MSI. Whatever.
Well, I would say that is the MSI Helix. I just think that Xbox is manufacturing their own Helix, and then other people will over time as well. That's what I believe. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and move to the last bit of the conversation here, and that's gonna be. I don't know if you guys saw, but Xbox did go ahead and have a new role that they're hiring for, which was Xbox brand and reputation role. This person is supposed to be in charge of, you know, upkeeping the reputation, the brand, all that fun stuff. And a certain major that we know seems to theoretically have taken that spot. But let's dive in here. Let me bring this up. Of course, Windows Central has an article on it. So let's talk about it. It says, protect and elevate the Xbox brand, in quotes. Microsoft hires for major new comms role, pointing to a potential shift in PR strategy. Says Microsoft has listed and closed applications for a senior manager, Xbox brand and reputation role. He says, I've been saying this a lot lately whenever I cover Xbox, but they seem to be on a bit of a positive run since Asha Sharma took over as CEO. Seems that the positive run for Xbox is continuing too, as it was hiring for a new position, a senior manager, Xbox brand and reputation. A certain Major Nelson of Xbox fame seemingly expressed interest in, and the role has since closed its applications. At the very least, Xbox hasn't stepped on. Oh my God, I hate using those words. I'm not even going to read it. Okay, let's continue down to the actual fucking news. Okay, so the role itself has quite a few responsibilities listed on the application page. Drive global strategic comms plans for our gaming business, including creating and delivering engaging and relevant content that showcases our brand values and vision. Provide ongoing PR counsel, strategic vision narratives, and messaging guidance to internal stakeholders, including the Xbox leadership team, as well as engineering, public affairs, and corporate issues management partners. collaborate with the broader gaming communications team at Microsoft to ensure alignment and consistency of our brand voice and message while supporting cross-company events and news beats. Establishing and maintaining positive relationships with key stakeholders such as gaming community, influencers, and the media. Serve as key resource to cross-gaming teams on story-first communications approaches, as well as best practices on frameworks to scale. Lead cross-gaming measurement and insights. Manage PR agency as integral members of our extended team, and embody our culture and values. The application page also highlights how large an impact this role could have, stating Xbox comms and marketing teams, as well as Xbox leadership, social media, public affairs, and engineering teams to drive storytelling to protect and elevate the Xbox brand. This is a high impact role that will lead business critical, proactive, and reactive work across gaming corporation issues, as well as larger narratives, including business momentum. It might not seem like much to us on the surface, and it might not immediately jump out as important, but the role could be signaling a change in priorities behind the scenes. If Xbox is really focusing on its messaging and reputation, that could go a long way in shaping how the brand is perceived going forward. So obviously it's a big deal. And this is, again, kind of another Asha move here, where she's like, okay, like I'm doing all this damage control now, right? But like at a certain point, I got to move the fuck on, right? Like I can't keep doing this shit long term. So
I was thinking that this is not something that she can necessarily like full blown keep up with, because she has things to actually go and do and handle if we're gonna keep looking for significant changes with Xbox, the software, the hardware, the brand, and everything that comes along with it. But I do agree 100%. They do need someone who is kind of like handling the polishing, like just exactly what they're doing, kind of disconnecting it from Microsoft. That's a huge thing. It was in kind of finding all the little things that give the media reason to like drag Xbox through the mud and kind of start cleaning that up too. So yeah, this is going to be a very important job. There was a lot listed there, other than just the image of Xbox, but because the image is connected to a lot of the bullcrap that we hear, that's the first thing that kind of stays with us. But again, there's a lot more that he's going to be. I said he because you had mentioned Major Nelson. So, but I'm kind of like running with the idea that it is him.
yeah, well, his comment was, I think I know someone who would be perfect for that role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then the question becomes, though, is Larry Hyrb the person to kind of bring back on this? Now, he is beloved, right? We've spoken with him a couple times. We got to meet him, which is awesome. But is he, like, my question to you guys, if it is Larry, and I think Larry's a great guy, and I think Larry would, he knows, the Xbox fans, and he's the one who put in that request 5 years ago that Asha finally put in now. So he knows the fans, he knows it, but I don't know, would that be the play, or do you go with somebody fresh and new?
There are two sides to the coin, right? Because fresh and new is also unexpected. And you can, potentially think that you found someone great. Obviously, you will have to look through that resume, but we're also talking about someone who's familiar, right? Just as her decision to have Matt Booty there, maybe she wants people who are familiar with Xbox and the brand and also the community, right? respected and loved, right? So, I mean, we say that, but we also didn't know Asha, right? I had not heard about Asha since, this whole thing took place. And she has been an excellent addition to a replacement for Phil. So, I mean, sometimes fresh cutthroat blood is what you need, where they're not the community is not necessarily expecting the same all, no pun intended, but just like the same, they're coming in with an idea of what and who they're dealing with, right? So it is easier for people to kind of have a little more, you would say that, but they went in on her.
They did.
You would think that someone new, they may have a little more respect, but it seems like there's no shame almost all across. But yeah, so
it's interesting.
It's interesting. It's definitely a toss up. It's like you bring someone who knows, or you bring the unexpected where you don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, it depends also how Larry would be looking at this. When is he looking to retire? Right? Because are you going to bring him in for damage control real quick, and then he's going to be training someone else?
Maybe he's just in charge of the team of New Blood.
Also,
you know what I'm saying? So
also.
Like the New Blood is there with him going through this shit, but he's like just the oversight to make sure nothing goes too crazy, because there's going to be inherently like a big boon if he comes back, right?
Yeah.
Like it would feel like when Asha said return to Xbox, that's legitimately what they're doing. But there was also a lot of negativity about Xbox while he was part of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that he was responsible for it. But I don't know. I think it would be cool if he's announced as coming back, but I also think that he should be having, like, obviously he's in charge of it, so they kind of made alluding to the fact that he's gonna be dealing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think the New Blood aspect is something that would make sense to go along with him. Farrell, what do you?
Yeah, because we're thinking of an individual person, but that handling all of that, you're talking about someone to lead a team to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and you need somebody who has some legs behind them with Xbox. Right, not just I would say like a new person, but it shouldn't be somebody who's not in Xbox.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who's been behind the scenes, like for instance, Stein. Right, Stein. We see him all the time on Twitter. He's out there. He's not taking no shit. Jeff Keighley just posted about the thing, right? About the cost being reduced, and then he mentioned how Call of Duty is going to be out of day one, and then he used a picture of like Game Pass of Xbox Game Pass, right? But it's so blurry, the Game Pass picture, like it's super blurry. And Stein was like, "What is that? Is it 144p? Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck is this? Like what resolution is this asset?" So it was just funny, like Stein, right? He's always out there, right? So he's like, and he can come out and do something.
That's what Asha
like that.
has been doing. She's been on top of everything. She's been, I remember. I think you saw that mess where she wrote back to Shawn.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up as well.
Yeah, so like she's not fucking around. You need someone who's ready to be on the streets. You know what I mean? Like ready to go. I love seeing the chat because we're looking at some different angles here. G maybe says if we're returning to Xbox, it's hard to not consider Larry. And Ryuar Gaming says we need new blood to lure the new younger players, like online games and Game Pass. I mean that's both are good perspectives.
That's kind of the toss-up, right?
I think you can also have a mix of both, but again, I mean, I'm not saying he's looking to retire anytime soon, but what if, right? Like you also got to think of a bit more long term.
I think he wants to be around for a while. I think he's very passionate about the gaming industry.
He didn't leave the gaming industry, to be fair.
He didn't.
He did other things.
Yeah, so I don't think he's necessarily looking to retire soon. I don't want to discredit him and say that like he shouldn't get it. I think I think under the previous regimes that he, when he was a part of Xbox, the temperament about the brand was a lot different. And it feels like Xbox now is like ready to go to war against other brands, against the media, against anybody who has anything bad to say about Xbox. So I don't know who Major Nelson is under that banner. And I would be interested to see who he is under that banner with that freedom. We've seen a change in Stein and other people that have other people who are currently working at Xbox since Asha has taken over.
Empowered.
They have been empowered, very much so.
I agree.
So I would be interested to see what Larry Hyrb would do with that empowerment. That's what I would say. Like I think if he gets it, I would like to see, what that looks like now that he's empowered to say things that under previous regimes he probably wouldn't have been able to say.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that's what you wanted to talk
that he wouldn't have been able to do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you wanted to talk about Shawn Layden about.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, to bring Shawn Layden on board? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, that dude is a super pony. He don't stop. They dragged him out of that bitch, and he's still a super pony. That shit is in his blood. So there's really not much in it for him. I
want to go to another perspective real quick. Trey says, I trust her judgment. Some don't realize that there's nothing but new blood at Xbox. All the old heads are now pretty much gone. We had them for years that we never thought about any of this moving onto a young blood generation.
Maybe that's also a possibility. I mean, we got Matt, right? We got Matt Booty, who is still the kind of OG. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally think that Larry would be good. I mean, it's a senior position and he's a senior dude. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he holds himself, the way he acts, he's very polished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that I think ultimately it would be a good move for him to come at that senior level. And then, of course, when I say new blood, I don't mean like children, I mean people who have been in, with Xbox for a long time, but like give them that opportunity to kind of step up and make those moves. I think that that's an important part of keeping things rolling and moving. And, Larry would be great as long as he's not like tied to some, old way of thinking, and he understands the modern gamer today, which I believe he does. So I think that will work. Let me bring that up though, what you brought up before, baby. The little conversation, I wonder what you think of that. And that's the wrong thing, my bad. Right here. Okay. You see it?
No, not yet.
Okay. So there we
go.
This was on, I guess, LinkedIn. And Windows Central has an article on it, but it says grim prognosis, former PlayStation CEO questions Game Pass as new Xbox CEO would, quote, love to chat. And I do want to see what you guys think of this and how you feel about it. It says former PlayStation CEO questions Xbox's Game Pass direction, while Asha Sharma responds directly, opening the door to a wider discussion about the service's long-term future. In a post on LinkedIn, Joost van Drunen, who analyzes the video game industry, discussed a leaked memo obtained by The Verge in which Asha Sharma said Game Pass had become too expensive. In response, former PlayStation CEO Shawn Layden shared some strong thoughts on LinkedIn. describing the situation as unfavorable and grim. This is the actual statement. He says, they are trying so hard to will this into health, despite unfavorable diagnostics and a grim prognosis. A clarifying post-mortem would do the entire industry some good.
That is wild to say.
That is wild to say. So usually posts like this come and go without much follow-up. You would not expect Xbox's new CEO to step in publicly, but she has. Responding directly, Sharma signals she is open to a conversation with Layden, writing simply, I would love to chat sometime. Sharma has been doing a pretty impressive job so far, if I do say so myself. Okay, and then this is going into what we already know, but yes. So Asha fucking said, you keep talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of coming out here and talking your fucking lip, why don't we have a conversation and you fucking tell me what you fucking think?
I would love to chat sometime.
What do you think that means? Like mafia?
Listen,
Let's chat
I think
with
you
my
wanna sit there and keep typing. I'm ready to chop off both your freaking hands if you keep going with this shit.
Oh,
That's what I'm hearing.
Oh,
that's one of those cut
oh.
your tongue out type of situation. I'm just saying, she wrote his name out and then she wrote that. That was gangster. I feel like you said, they're running around talking hella shit. And it's like, you got some shit to say. Why don't you sit here real quick?
Yeah, come tell us.
Yeah,
come tell us
go
about
ahead.
your shitty
Go
fucking
ahead.
PlayStation service over there and why we need to
You
to
dumb
copy
bitch,
you.
running your mouth all the time about things that you know nothing about. But
I mean,
this seemed pretty. There was nothing. Hey, buddy, let's talk this out. Tell me your feelings. I didn't get that type of energy from that, or at least maybe that's the way I'm saying it myself. So that's the way I'm hearing it. So I don't know. You know, when you read a text and it could be something that doesn't have ill intent, but you say it with your attitude or how you're hearing it, and you're like, oh damn, okay, you got a problem now. We got a problem. That type of energy. That's what I'm getting.
So just or set, like I said, set them straight. So she goes, okay, what do you not like about it? Well, it's not making any money. Well, here it is, made $5.5 billion last year. Well, you're losing sales. We lose sales at the start, sure. Down the line, they go up. Just try to just see what he's thinking, and then actually, whether he's right or wrong, whichever the case may be, show the numbers. Or it could just be as simple as, hey, you've worked in the business before. What do you think we need to do? We're probably not going to do it, but
I mean, that's the thing though. Like I feel like she's basically telling him, stop talking shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, if you have words to say, come talk to me. Let's fucking sort this out. Let's hear what your plan on this is, or why you think it doesn't work. And let's fucking talk from there, right? Like be quiet. Stop talking this dumb shit out here nonstop.
Because it's for freaking attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that the conversation will go in a whole different way. The chat will go in a different way if it was face to face.
Facts. He wouldn't be talking so
the
loose.
camera and talk to me.
I mean, that's the way I hear it. I agree with you, babe. We got the homie Game Shark in the building. Twinkle, baby. With that $5 super chat. Appreciate your homie. Says, imagine a former CEO of Burger King complaining about how he's worried if McDonald's is sustainable.
Exactly.
F that guy. Hashtag twinkle. Facts.
Twinkle, baby.
Facts. Like, come on, man. What do you even do anymore, dog?
Exactly,
like, what are you talking about?
You're done. You've been walked out. And why go? If you have anything to talk about, it wouldn't be Xbox.
Facts.
Right? If you have some shit to say, what would it be about? Where you work at?
What it sounds like he's saying, what you're doing is you're hurting my beloved PlayStation. So please stop. It's hurting.
What you're doing was the reason why I lost my fucking job. You dumb bitch. Stop it. That's what's happening. That's what's out. This is a cry for help.
That's fucking amazing.
And listen, this is all the crap that they've tried to do with Game Pass, with Xbox, with the games. They've tried to bury the situation to see if, like, because the idea of Game Pass sucks or is whack or is dead or Xbox is dead. And it's just so annoying. I've never seen anything more alive while dead. So it's like they just keep trying to put this narrative out there, hoping that it'll somehow come true. And it's like, I don't even think if that happened, I don't even think PlayStation will hire you back, bro.
I mean, we're talking about someone who was unceremoniously removed from PlayStation, quietly left Tencent. Nobody knew that he even stopped working there. We said he worked at Tencent like years after he was gone. And you know, now he's founded his own small gaming company, and you know, we'll see if he has any success with that. So it's like,
did he start a gaming company?
Yeah, it's called Gripple.
Cripple?
Gripple.
What?
Griple.
Oh my God! So he started a goddamn studio called Cripple. I know it's Gripple, but I cannot say I have to say Cripple from now on. That's the only way. So Shaden started a Cripple studio to make games.
That's wild.
That's wild.
A team of developers who aren't just here to watch the game. We're here to change how you experience it.
Sure. You haven't even made a game, fam.
Yeah.
Yo, Trey said, well, he has nothing to do in his basement.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So it's like a platform or something like that. You rise in ranks or whatever.
So trash.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you would think someone who has, you know, like has so much expertise in the industry, you know, they would be, you know, clamoring for his time and attention. But he has a lot of free time to give his attention to everything Xbox is doing wrong.
That's wild. How do you start that shit up? And you're like, yeah, I'm on Twitter or wherever the fuck he was in. Just talking shit.
Yo, Fillmore Pocket says Xbox probably refused his studio a Game Pass bag. Like, it's not sustainable because they won't give me any of the money.
That's wild.
They won't give me the money.
They don't have enough money.
Michael Yu is in the building, by the way.
Michael Yu, what's
Shout
up,
out
man?
to Michael Yu.
Thank you for being here, bro.
I mean, we've seen his career. It's been on a downward slide.
And like that. Go ahead.
So I mean, things have obviously passed him, because if they hadn't, he would still be at a prominent position at a larger company. Wish him the best, but you know, I think this is like kind of like where you can like, you know, sit this one out. I think that's kind of what Asha is kind of like sit. This one out.
I agree. It's like, hey bud, I get you. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like we all heard you. Now shut up.
Well,
like is Jim Ryan still talking?
Yeah, right.
Well, you notice all this good Xbox stuff coming around. You've had Pete Hines, Mike Ibarra, and him come out already talking.
Crying. We didn't even cover like the Pete Hines shit because it's like, bro, like you're gone, dog. Like you're gone. Why do I care? I don't care about what you have to say. Like, listen, if we want to have a conversation about your past, your contribution to Bethesda, stories about the past, the hustle that you guys took to build that, great. Xbox, bro, shut up. You were a pony. We know it. As soon as they fucking came out and bought them, you were like, oh my God, why can't I put my games on PlayStation no more? Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. All right, nobody cares. Stop it. We got the homie Game Shark in the building. Twinkle, baby, with that $5 super chat says Asha should invite him to headquarters and then have security escort him out for old time's sake. Damn. That would be crazy.
Game Shark and I should join the security.
That's hilarious.
And break some legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
really fucking hilarious.
Yo, they'll get sued so fast.
Yo,
it's crazy.
It's true though. I'm sorry, but they're definitely in the shut the fuck up.
Listen, with
now.
Asha's mentality like that, listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
They know that's the first thing. Like I said, Xbox, all the Xbox Good news. That's the first thing the gaming media is going to want is to hear something negative. So who better to hang out than those three people?
Yep.
All people that have been ran out the gaming industry. I mean,
And honestly,
I think Pete Hines retired, but Mike Ybarra obviously still wants to be in the gaming industry.
Well, he technically retired from gaming because he works for some fucking casino betting shit.
Yeah, and a lot of I don't think he's ever blocked me or anything. Like a lot of times when I see him make a post about Xbox, that's one of my first comments. Don't you have another company to be running besides this shit?
It's true though. Like, what the fuck are you doing here, dog?
How do your stockholders and shareholders feel about you spending this much time talking about a company you no longer work for?
An industry you're no longer in, like, got ran out of it. So
I haven't looked because I don't know if Laura Fryer has said anything about it.
Oh yeah, I'm
but her last comments that I saw were actually pretty nice about Phil and everybody. So
about what?
But they were actually pretty nice about Phil and everything when he announced his retirement.
Oh yeah. She's chill. She ain't got no beef with them. It's these fucking losers that come out here talking shit. Real quick, I do want to bring this up really fast because it made me laugh. So, do you guys remember that PlayStation people were telling us how shit Starfield did? Remember?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Remember?
Nobody
wants to play Starfield on PlayStation.
Nobody. Not after 800 hours.
Game came out in 2023. Cool. Okay, so let's take a look right here. Idle Sloth says Starfield was the best-selling game of the week in tracked physical and digital U.S. full dollar sales during the week ending April 11th.
To rub on their
These
chest.
motherfuckers bought so many physical copies. It's the first time Starfield has led the weekly U.S. best-selling titles chart since September 2023.
Damn.
So the game comes out on PlayStation and it sells better than anything else. Interesting. This is Matt Piscatella's actual statement. It says Starfield was the best-selling video game of the week in tracked physical and digital U.S. full game dollar sales during the week ending April 11th. It's the first time Starfield has led the weekly U.S. best-selling titles chart since week ending September 2, 2023. So this dude literally just copy and pasted this whole fucking statement. Got it. Cool. I thought he maybe put a little
his own thought.
Yeah. Starfield.
Yeah, I told you they were hungry and thirsty.
But I thought that they nobody wanted Starfield.
Well, remember, Alinea said only 140,000 copies sold. Yeah, and if that's true, then it's true that PlayStation people don't buy games.
Yeah, but it's also the best-selling fucking game of the week. So like everybody during that week, all eyes were on Starfield. It's the only thing people were popping off about. And again, it literally did
that's only until Marathon comes out, right?
Oh, Marathon done came out and done failed.
Marathon
came out and failed.
Has finally dropped below 20,000 as far as daily concurrence.
Dude, I don't know if the sad thing is what you're watching is a slow and steady death.
I'm wondering, like, I'm just curious to see, like, how long will they support it? I don't think it'll make it out of June personally at this rate, but hey, if I
think they'll keep it up.
I don't know. Concord, the way they did Concord worries me.
I love when Concord makes it to the conversation.
Always, never forget. Hashtag never forget.
Never forget.
Well, like I said, when I see that somebody mentioned that on Twitter or something, my first comment is doing my I've got a Ben Kenobi meme. Concord doesn't exist. You've never heard of this game.
Yeah, because I mean, the game isn't doing well, and what is the path forward for it to do well?
Well, and I kind of laughed. I saw a guy post. I wish I could remember who it was, but he posted on Twitter. He's like, he showed Pragmata with like 45,000 players on it. And he said, "Yeah, but Marathon had 45,000. You called it a dead game, or you called it a flop." Like, you're looking at a single player game compared to a multiplayer game. There's a little difference there.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, I think ultimately this here being where it is, being leading the week, right? Best-selling video game, physical and digital, not just digital or some bullshit.
Some of them
And-
bought
and-
both.
and hang on a second. I just thought of something. When did Starfield come out?
April 7th. Wait, the first time?
Yeah, for
or on
Oculus.
PlayStation.
September. Wasn't it in September
September
of 2023?
Yeah, but I mean with the actual date, I think it was around September 7th. Somebody said best-selling game.
No, it had to be before September 2nd.
I think September 2nd is actually when early access started.
Yeah.
So it was a best-selling game before it ever released officially. But I
Yeah,
was told
so-
it flopped. I was told it flopped on.
No, it's sold pretty well.
Well, I don't know. Because I'm thinking hashtag Starfield and all that nice stuff.
Yeah. And
But it was a best-selling game, not a most played game at that time.
it would be nice if you could get those same mods that you can get with the Steam version on the Xbox PC app, because it's an entirely different game with that Star Wars mod that they did. On there. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
You can't do that mod on Xbox?
I'm not 100% sure. I've only seen people do it with the Steam version. I'd have to look.
Yeah,
into
that
it.
I'm not too familiar with at all. But
Be great.
it's what?
I said it would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, look. At the end of the day,
If it was
Say
a
again?
best-selling game in early access, that means people were paying the $100 for it. They weren't just paying the base price.
Or they're paying the premium package on.
Well, the question, that would be another question. Is he tracking those as a game sale?
I mean, maybe, but right now it doesn't have that, right? So this was just straight up sales from people who are buying it. And you know what? The people who are buying it were PlayStation people. Okay, let's be clear. All right, sure. I'm sure there was some Xbox people who were like, oh, this is interesting. New update. I'll go buy it. But I think at the end of the day, it's just clear that no matter what they say, their actions are, we're excited, we're gonna buy it. I mean, it was number one pre-order on their store, and so they wanted it so much that no other game, like, understand, this wasn't the new game release week, right? Meaning any game from Call of Duty, Battlefield to, games that are just released not too long ago. These are all games that weekly are competing for this list. And Starfield on PlayStation, the ponies wanted it so badly that they took it to the top of the pot on the release week. So just saying, all the bullshit that's out there, people trying to say that it didn't sell or nobody wants it. Well, enough people wanted it that it made it the best game of the week. Let me ask you a question, just so I know. When Marathon dropped, was it the best-selling game of the week of all games when it dropped on PlayStation and multi-platform on everywhere?
According to our boy Michael Yu, what I'm seeing here is the Marathon is currently on sale at 20% off on Steam and Xbox in the Xbox store. It's full price on the PlayStation store. So a game that it just released, did it not?
I mean, a couple months ago.
Oh, it's been a couple.
Yeah.
What happened to Marathon?
It's been out about a month. No,
So it is gone like the wind.
It's been that long?
It came out March 5th, I think.
Yeah.
Still 20% off already.
Yeah, I mean, there's just really no way of kind of hiding the fact that nobody gives a fuck about that game. And look, again, sure, the 20,000 people who are playing it, that's cool. Okay. That's great. And I'm not trying to wish death on this game.
Numbers that they were hoping to see, though. I have to
no,
say.
I don't think
that
so.
Is not what
that was
when
is
they were
Destiny
out there,
at the lowest, bro.
Yes, when they were out there stealing art, stealing music,
that's fucked up.
Putting this all together, they did not think
that
this is what they were sitting on.
Doodle never forgets.
Hashtag never forget.
Yo,
If if that game flops, that's $4 billion out the window. That's basically what that is.
That's
really
wild,
crazy.
bro. It's just crazy because let's just remind everyone. This is a perfect time to remind everyone that ponies and pony bots are just looking for Xbox to follow on the footsteps of PlayStation so that we can get games like Marathon and subscription services like PlayStation Plus. In a pisser, right? That's what we're all looking for.
And you know, it's crazy because a couple months ago you could have crawled over and asked Phil to put your game in Game Pass. I don't think you can ask Asha that.
Right?
So
I don't think Asha's gonna be like, "Yeah, we'll put Marathon in Game Pass for you." I doubt that would happen. So
yeah, I think Asha's like the fuck we
Can't
will.
even walk.
The fuck we will. Listen, I know for a fact that what's his name? That other dude, Colin Moriarty.
yeah,
So he owns a game studio
Okay.
called Lilimo Games or something like that. And they specialize in old school games like Nintendo, like 8-bit generation. And so they just released a game or whatever. It's out on everything, Xbox, all the shit, $10. But he has gone on record where he was like trying to talk to Microsoft, like, yo, let me get that bag. And they're like, the fuck we will. Right.
Well,
Rightfully
and
so.
he makes this big deal about exclusives. Why didn't he make that one a PlayStation exclusive?
Exactly. Because
Right?
he's full of shit. Because he knows that the business side of it doesn't make any sense. Right. He's
He
just
wants
talking
that
his,
bag
he's
from
just talking
Game
his
Pass,
bullshit
right?
for his shows.
Got it.
I just pulled it up out of curiosity. Starfield. It's actually a sub 4 review now, with 6,000 ratings.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it is what it is. That you're gonna have people sitting over there hating on it.
But South of Midnight is sitting at 1,100 reviews at a 4.8 rating.
that's a great game.
Yep,
It is.
Yeah.
I bought it
Yeah,
on
it is
PlayStation.
fucking fantastic.
I bought it on PlayStation and on the Switch.
Fucking support it everywhere, man. How does it look on Switch?
Not bad. Of course, it's
Nice.
compared to the others, it's not the same, but it's not bad at all.
Facts. All right, real quick. We're gonna bounce now. Before we do that, I'm just gonna say shout out to Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, the new
DS
expansion.
expansion. Didn't they just do like a
supposedly
crossover?
it's getting great reviews.
Nice.
So that's already happening. So that's good. Also, quick, if you didn't know, now you know. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is confirmed. They're going to talk about it on Thursday. They're going to show it. Some footage already leaked. It's a big upgrade from Black Flag, which was one of my favorite. My favorite Assassin's Creed looks fantastic from the leak I saw. Just to give you an idea, if you ever thought to yourself that Xbox Game Pass is not worth it, okay, just a quick check. How much does premium cost for a PlayStation?
18. Month.
Okay, and how much does extra cost?
15.
Okay,
15, I think.
well, they just dropped their new games that are coming out for the month, and those 4 games are The Crew Motorfest. I'm sorry, the game's only like 16 years old, but that's okay. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Football Manager 26 console, and Warriors Abyss. And then there's some there's like Frank Stone, which we got way long ago. Some other game with Squirrel with the Gun, which we got way long ago. And I don't know what that Abyss game is. I never heard of it. But that's what people who are paying $18 a month, that's what they got to look forward to this month. Are we still trying to say that the $23 ain't worth it?
So
The problem.
PlayStation Plus
now let's
Premium
look at the Game
is
Pass list.
PlayStation Plus Premium is $18 a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the only way you can use your PS Portal to its full potential.
Yeah, because that's the only way you can stream. Cloud is only on the top level.
And what's the Game Pass listing coming up for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, 18 hours.
I know they posted. I think it was earlier today. They posted what's coming in regards to Game Pass.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, guys, just to be clear, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, it's been fucking years, right, since this game was around. Horizon Zero Dawn is like 1 million years old. They just came out with the remaster, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years ago, some shit like that. But it's like, look at what you're talking about. You've been paying $18 a month for nothing. And they finally said, here, guys, here's this old-ass game that we put out. Enjoy.
No respect.
Babe,
but then again,
I say we fucking cancel Game Pass and just live off of
PlayStation
Plus.
I mean,
PlayStation Premium, whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I'm saying?
Are you seeing the games that they're putting in this?
That's just a fire. You know what I'm saying? That's just fire.
We gonna be busy. We have some shows to cancel.
Jesus, this is fucking crazy.
That's freaking wild.
Speaking of shows, doesn't Xbox have their ID at Xbox show coming up too?
Yep. Yeah, that was announced Thursday. There's another ID at Xbox showcase that's gonna happen.
When?
On that same day, on
when?
This Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah, on that same day is when the Assassin's Creed thing is gonna happen as well. So there's gonna be more exciting news, third party, which means we're gonna get more Game Pass news and Xbox Play Anywhere news from these third parties. I am fucking pumped. All right, but again, keep in mind, right? This PlayStation right here. This is the reason why the ponies hate us.
100%.
Okay, this
100%.
is why ponies hate us, because they pay the same amount for their boxes hours, and it's dog shit. They pay roughly the same amount for their subscription, and it's dog shit.
Yep.
They hate us because they ain't us. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
But listen, they stay buying the box, so apparently they like to eat dog shit. So enjoy your meal, you starving bitch.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? There's no better words to end this show on than starving bitch, except to also tell everybody, if they didn't see it, I just saw it real quick. If you didn't see it, guys, motherfucking Forza Horizon dropped a new controller and the headset.
Yeah, it looks
Guys,
great.
it looks
I already got the
fire.
controller. I already got the little stand for it. I'm not getting the headset because it doesn't look.
Do they have it?
Very manly.
Do they have it in Elite also, or is it only?
No, just a regular one.
Okay.
I didn't realize
you were gonna get them.
I was gonna, but my wife told me that I would not look great with them on, so I have to listen to.
Listen, the colors look amazing on the controller.
They do, and this is
the headset is just.
This is the obviously the Forza Horizon 5. This is my favorite controller that they've ever released. And the stand goes perfectly with it. So of course I had to do the same thing. And I love the fact that they upgraded the controls. It's not this D-pad, it's the Elite D-pad that comes with it, which is fire.
Yeah, that controller is one of my favorites. It looks amazing in real freaking life. It looks even
it's fucking stunning.
Better. It's absolutely stunning. So I don't really second guess when it comes to what they do. The color combination, it's beautiful. It gives you that different edgy pop of color that you don't necessarily get with other things, right? And then you put it next to any of the PlayStation controllers that have been dropping, and you're like, yo, some
gold James Bond controller.
Oh, the gold one. The James Bond. I saw somebody, but that's not a official Xbox joint, right?
Well, no, that's the PlayStation. That's the PlayStation controller. Right?
Yeah, they have a PlayStation one. PlayStation, listen, PlayStation has some that I like. All right, I like that, and I just want to have it. So, like, I finally got the Astro one, right? I didn't get the first time. When they re-released it with the Winky, I got that one.
See, I got two of the regular.
As much as I hated the idea of the game, and as much as I hated the idea of the console, when I was at the store, I saw the controller in person and said, "That's dope." So we got the Ghost of Yote controller because that shit looks fire in person. Say it again.
The gold or black?
Gold.
Okay. So you didn't get the shit stain controller.
No, I would never get that black one. But I mean, I haven't taken it's still sealed. Like I haven't even I'm not taking it out. I'm not gonna. I just like the only fucking controller that looked pretty decent. I saw it in person at the place. I was like, that's kind of dope.
I've got the Yote console.
You got the what?
I've got the Yote console.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't fuck with that. But I mean, to me, it just looks like it's broken. But the controller is contained and it looks pretty good.
We also haven't seen it in real.
That's also
life,
true. Maybe I saw it in
so
real life. I'd be like, oh damn, that's hot. But I still wouldn't buy another.
The only thing I don't.
As far as console.
I agree.
The only thing I don't like about it is the gold stains on there, like you've got on the controller. It's only on one side of the console,
which is stupid. But then again, it's PlayStation, so they're stupid.
And here's the next question: they're releasing a big Bond controller. Why didn't they release one for one of their own games going out, Soros?
Because nobody wants that shit. That shit will sit there forever.
They probably sell the controller more than the game.
That game is going to be worse than Marathon.
Yo, Spartan.
Which one?
Good?
Soros is going to do worse than Marathon. Yeah.
Soros, bro. We already know that they said they quoting that pre-orders alone on Starfield was like 140K, right? And then Soros was like 4 spots behind that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not looking good. That 500,000 that Returnal did, I don't think it's gonna even get there, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna get there. It's just not.
Which is funny because they weren't happy with those sales and they didn't make another Returnal. So it's like things can always be worse.
Yeah, agreed. But as far as this Forza controller, I mean, I dig it. It has that same see-through. When I first saw it, I didn't know.
Yeah, I see it on the top. But you can really.
When you saw the video, all of a sudden you got up close.
Yeah,
and you can see that it's the same see-through as the yellow one that's over here, and like the color is it's loud, is a bit much, but like as a controller, it just looks so sick. I don't know what it is. Like typically, like if you told me, hey, design a controller, I wouldn't do this, but it's fire.
Some pretty freaking dope controllers that I've gifted you, and it's like, I like that. Pushing the envelope and creating my own thing, and sometimes it's a little out there. When you get it, you're like, oh shit, that's fucking fire.
You got the controller and the headset, but why didn't they do a wrap?
These are kind of like the colors we use for our channel.
Actually,
wrap for every
kind of look like it. Yeah, the blue and the pink. Yeah,
because they should have a wrap for every release they've got. Those things can't cost that much to make.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what they're doing with that. I think that maybe,
Doom was
in their mind, they do things and then see what happens. And like they've made like what 5
wraps.
Oh no. Well, those are generic ones. Whack. I'm talking about for games.
No, they made 2. Doom.
No, they made 3.
COD. Doom and COD is the only 2 they made.
No, Starfield, Doom, and COD.
Yep.
So they made 3. And I think they saw the numbers of people who bought them, and not many people did. Number one, it's hard to cover the Halo box that I think a lot of us got, when it first dropped, because that Halo theme is fire, right? So I think a lot of people were just like, nah, I'm good with my Halo theme. But then at another point, it's like, I don't know if people give a shit about customizing their box because a lot of people hide them, like they hide them into the cabinets, they put them away, so almost to not be seen, right? So
yeah,
I don't know if people are using. I think
those. Those could be like a damn like the design labs or whatever. You just.
Well, I think that's why places like that Extreme Console or whatever they make. Remember Farq made us.
Yes, shout out to Farq.
He made us a wrap for our Xbox. that we still have on,
You know,
on one of our
I
Xbox.
think
another
Boomstick got one
thing
too.
is the ventilation for the S, but I think they would sell better if they
On the S, I think they would sell better.
yeah, if they
I
had
agree with that.
the S. The problem again is the ventilation. There's a very little space for a wrap. So but
you
I
can't,
think
you can't even really do
that
a
was a good
skin for
move.
the. You can't even really do a skin for the S because of that because it messes up half the skin.
Yeah, I get that. Well, listen, I bought this. I know Broke Boy. I saw you said you bought it. Farrell, what do you think?
I'm the one who
Is
sent
this
it. I'm the one who sent it to you.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and then I bought it. I bought it from the link you sent me. Farrell, is this one that's like on your radar, or I don't like? Are you much of a controller collector?
Not really. I mean, when I go on a store and like I need a new controller, if I see a cool one, I'm like, oh, I'll get that one. I got a couple elite ones that I enjoy, but I've never done like the Xbox Design Labs or anything like that.
I got the Walmart limited edition PlayStation one, the blue one.
I think what happens here is that so many people will be breaking our shit, right? Like the kids, they just over
Yes.
time, they just kind of run through them.
The thing is that you still buy them.
Yeah, so it's like we just keep buying them, and they're here. So if something fucks up, we got another one.
They break, but you know.
And they don't break like breaking to pieces, but they become difficult. But
useless.
I was able to find me one of these.
yeah, Starfield. Yeah, I got that on release.
I actually ordered this from
All right,
GameStop
baby.
like a couple months ago. Found they had
Guys,
it.
say goodnight to Doodle.
Night, Doodle.
No, Doodle. Thank you, baby. We're wrapping up. But yes, I do. I've had that one forever. Yeah, it's right here. Actually, you got the Master Chief holding Starfield back there. You gotta. Oh shit! Oh! See what happens? Can't be touching shit. That's why things just stay in place, guys. Okay, we don't touch things because they get fucked up. But I don't know if you got the Fallout joint.
Yeah,
that's fire. Doodle got me the Elite too. I think it's somewhere. I think it's the one I use upstairs.
I've got damn 5 Elite controllers too.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Outer Worlds Elite controller right here. I got the Halo. I got 2 Halos. I got the Diablo. I got this purple one that they released upstairs. I got the Fallout one. I think I have more somewhere.
I've got all the colors: the black, red, white, and blue ones.
Oh, I typically don't. The basic controllers when they first start, I start buying like the colors, but normally I don't buy generic colors. I normally buy something special. Like I have the Space Jam. Remember when Space Jam came out? The trilogy of controllers that they released. Those are fire. Like Toon Squad and Goon Squad and all that shit. That looks cool. I try to get like special shit if I'm really like into it.
I got the Doom Dark Ages one.
Yeah, I got both. I got the
I got the base. I got both of them. I thought the design was better on the base controller, not that one.
Yeah, the base one is better designed, but the Elite is still the Elite.
The Elite matches the wrap.
Yeah. So that's fire. So we have that.
But
I do like that green one.
Had I known a week or two later they were going to do the Witcher one, I would have got it instead.
I know. Fucking Witcher. Wait, is that the one? Hold on.
I've got the base controller for it.
Oh shit! Damn, bro, I haven't even taken it out. I forgot. Doodle bought it for me.
Is that the base or the Elite?
This one's the base.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got that one.
This is dope. God damn. This has been sitting here forever. Wow.
Like I said, most of the controllers like that I don't use. I use my Doom Elite controller, but I've got the SpongeBob.
Yeah, I got the SpongeBob as well. It's over there.
But most of mine are
SpongeBob's the Elite, right?
I think they came out with both. I got a base.
Okay, yeah, I don't. Oh no, you know what? I got them both. I have the Elite here, and I gave my daughter the regular one. So she uses the regular one in her room, with her ally when she docks it. So yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Asha and Matt did not go to Japan to see Kojima. Kojima came to Washington to see them.
That's right. Put some respect on their names. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
And he's wearing an Xbox shirt.
There you go. Representing, man. Guys, this is where we're going to wrap it up, man. Appreciate you all. I know this last part we're just hanging out, showing us shit. It's fun times. But I will say that if you're interested in knowing, the poll ended at 70% W, 11% L, 13% win, but I'm watching, and 6% I don't give a fuck. All right. So that's the way the poll ended. And that's where we will end it. Guys, thank you so much for rocking out with us. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. So we are Thursday. We should be going live at 8 p.m. I don't know if I'll be able to stream anything, any of the shows before that. Obviously, I'll let you know if I could, but I'm not quite sure. But the Thursday night we'll do it. Friday we won't be having the show. And I don't know if I'll be doing it this weekend or not. So not 100% sure on that because I have work stuff going on. And then we'll be back on Tuesday, a week from now. So Thursday, I don't know about anything after Thursday until following Tuesday. We'll be back. All right, guys. Thank you again for rocking out with us. Shout out to everybody who's live in the building, everybody who's super chatted, everybody who gifted memberships. You guys are the shit. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so very much. And of course, thank you to my beautiful Doodle who just went up, but thank you for rocking out with us and spending her night here with us. And of course, shout out to our homies, man. Broke Boy in the building. Thank you for showing up. I know you had shit going on. Appreciate you being here, man. Let everybody know where to find you, homie. Oh, you're super muted if you're talking.
Yeah, I got two windows on. It's easier to do chat. It's easier to do chat when I'm in a regular YouTube window than it is in this thing.
Gotcha. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, right now you can find me on YouTube making fun of the PS fanboys about the price increase. Like I said, my prediction came true. So they made the announcement at about 12 o'clock. At 12:15, I made the post. They won't talk about the decrease. I'll just talk about COD not being there day one. And pretty much anytime I see one, I post that comment in there.
Of course.
And I think that it's one of those things. I did it. I made the prediction, but I also sent the prediction to somebody else. That way, I had a timestamp on it. So because you just said that, you just made this like nope. And a lot of times the guy who I sent it to will post right behind me and said, "Yep, I'm the one who sent it. I'm the one he sent it to."
Nice. That's what's up, man. Well, follow our boy. Check him out on Twitter. Farrell, man, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for rocking out with us. Appreciate you, homie. Let everybody know what you got going on, where to find you.
Hey, you guys can find me on Twitter at Farrell Bizarre. Yeah, go ahead, find me on Twitter, hit that like button, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you again. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle! We're done. Until next time, you're intruding.